We're not live yet. Oh.
So if we do go live, I guess I should fucking...
And...
in the actual announcement stuff.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we are live. I
just said that.
What's up, G-Show land, and welcome to another episode of the G-Show live stream. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party, the 10-year anniversary edition of Godzilla 2014. It has been a very long time coming, and we got 10 years worth of MonsterVerse shit to talk about today. Holy shit, we're starting late. That is my fault. I had things happening in my house, and now it's all said and done. I'm going to crack the first one, and while I do that, I shall introduce to you my co-host and cohorts on this, what is this, the number ninth live stream in a fucking row. JR, here we are. How are you?
Hey, Peter. We're doing pretty good.
We're going to mute him most of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We're muting him most of the night. Also joining us, granted, he got on right as I got on, which is great. Alex, what's up, my brother?
What's up, my man? It's good to be here after a few episodes of not being here, so let's get it on, guys.
Let's get it on. Also, GamZ1, hello?
Hello. I am here, everyone.
Uh-oh. He's getting muted too. And last but not least, my partner in Can Dancing, ShopRite himself, Shinrob Jira.
ShopRite.
All right, look. Again, I missed a lot of the early festivities, but I am jumping on track right now. First things first, we gotta talk about I can't even speak. 2014 Godzilla, the 10th anniversary was this week. The movie that started a MonsterVerse legitly is 10 years old. I mean, for the love of Pete Rock and CL Smooth, who would have thought that we would have gotten this far with the MonsterVerse? I'll be honest, I am very happy that we are here. But I guess, you know what, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start with you, Alex, because you know what, you were like one of the last ones to the crew. So, Godzilla 2014, 10 years later, what do you think? How you feel about it?
You know, I feel good, I'm going to be honest. Back in the day, back when, during the Shin Godzilla days, when we were doing the podcast and we were talking about the MonsterVerse, you know, really early on, I think I remember saying something as in, you know, how long do you think, you know, the MonsterVerse will go on? And we all thought maybe, you know, Godzilla versus Kong and that's it. I never thought it would get to this point, I'm going to be honest. I thought maybe that after King of the Monsters, maybe we wouldn't even hit Godzilla VK, but we did. And then, you know, we got Monarch, we got this movie, which I hope we talk about later, but it seems to be about to pass Skull Island after, 9 million more to go. It's very close to being the number one most profitable or biggest grossing Godzilla and Kong film. So I'm excited where the MonsterVerse is going. And I'm very happy we got to this point.
Rob, I'm going to start with you since you are one of the last ones to join us on the podcast. 10 years later, what do you feel about 2014? G14?
It's still one of my favorite of the series. Absolutely. I mean, I watched it earlier this week, and I still majorly enjoy it. Yeah, honestly, I really don't have much else to add to that. I mean, I still think it's solid. Ford is still Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. Just slap him across the face a little bit. Maybe he'll crack a smile or shit a gumball. Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, I still really like it. Still a big fan of Gareth Edwards. Still a huge fan of that score. I mean, God.
Fantastic.
But, yeah, man, 10 years later, the movie still looks great. And, yeah, we can throw in, if you can see it, as a joke. But still, I think it's awesome.
Gams, 10 years later, what's your feelings on G14?
Old. I feel old. I was 20 when it came out, and now I'm fucking 30. Fuck.
Why'd you have to bring it to that dark place, man?
Yeah,
Somebody turn the
serious.
lights on.
I was like, God, jeez Louise, man.
But no, but for real, I can't hate that movie. It was the movie that brought us back from the fucking great Toku Kaiju's route of 2007 to 2012. Technically, that the movie that actually brought us out of that was Pacific Rim. But if we're not counting original properties, the return of Godzilla returning, it was so good.
No, you know what?
So good.
That's
I watched that movie like 6 times in the theater. I still watch it every year to this day.
That's a valid point. Do you think the success of Pacific Rim gave Legendary the confidence to go forward with Godzilla in the direction they wanted to take it?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt at all. I mean, granted, Godzilla was supposed to come out in 2012, if we all remember that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
So, you know, Pacific Rim coming out in 2013 while we were waiting for that big reveal of the big man back on the big screen. It was a nice little holdover while we had that delay. But yeah, I mean, everything Rob said, basically, fucking Ford's plank of wood, but I love Bryan Cranston in it.
JR, 10 years later, Godzilla 2014, your feelings?
Stop with the Ford Brodies, a plank of wood.
Hey, oh my
My
God.
dad was in the army. That's how soldiers act.
Here's the first rant.
Swear to God, you guys don't understand it.
What are we,
You
7
weren't in
minutes
the
in?
military.
7 minutes in, first rant. Here we go. It's just like last week.
I'm listening to the fucking soundtrack right now to 2014. I'm streaming it on Discord if anyone wants to listen. Picking and choosing the songs with 2014 right now. 2014. Listen. Saw it in theaters, fucking loved it. Saw it again in theaters, fucking loved it. Saw it again in theaters, fucking loved it. And then I bought the Blu-ray, fucking loved it. I have it on 4K. It's not that dark anymore. Just, get a 4K TV and a 4K Blu-ray player. It works. Movie's excellent. It's excellent. If we're gonna be honest, it's the best in the Monsterverse. Is it my personal favorite? No, but it is the best in the Monsterverse. That's just how it goes. A realistic take on, hey, Godzilla's attacking America, and there's 2 other fucking monsters. How do we handle it? Send in the tanks. Send in the troops. Oh, they're knocking jets out of the sky. Fuck. It was great. His atomic breath. Great. Everything about it, great. There's no complaints. That movie's a 5 out of 5. What are we talking about?
Okay. 5 out of 5. All right. Yeah. No, my thoughts 10 years later. I agree with Jay. I agree with everybody, honestly. I love that movie. It is the best Monsterverse movie. It might not be my favorite Monsterverse movie, but it is always going to be there. It's either 1 or 2, depending on the day. It's my left nut or my right nut. I love that movie. I agree. I get the Ford Brody a plank joke. That's funny. I get it. But at the same time, I do understand, like, he's a stoic military man. Like, that's what it is, right? Bryan Cranston, that's probably my biggest regret. Him not being in it long enough. He should have been in the movie. If anything, he should have went out in King of the Monsters instead of poor, what's her head, getting eaten by King Ghidorah. That's, you know what I mean? Like, a little bit more.
Life, Sally Hawkins.
Sally Hawkins, yes. There should have been a little bit more gravitas to her death and his... to be fair, because I would have loved to see him and Serizawa play off each other more.
Yeah. That was the biggest missed opportunity to have him discover all this, join Monarch, all that shebang.
All of it, man.
I'm best friends with Coach.
That's like one of the biggest things that I don't like about that movie is Bryan Cranston going too early. But outside of that, I've said it a billion times in the past 10 years. It gave me a Godzilla I did not expect I wanted. I didn't know I needed. It was the return of the Showa Godzilla. A Godzilla that was a hero, a champion, a guardian, if you will. And I was looking for a return to form.
Got more show with time.
Oh, it sure did. And I was looking for more return to form. Godzilla 1990, you know, the 90s version. I wanted 84 Godzilla. I wanted Violenti Godzilla. I wanted King Ghidorah Godzilla. I wanted a Godzilla that's just walking around going out of my way. Who the fuck is, get the fuck out of my, I wanted that. I didn't get it. What I got was a sucker punch that made me realize how much I missed the OG movies. And I love it, and it is a huge part of my fandom love. You know, when it comes to, I mean, granted, Godzilla's been around for 70 years now. We haven't, but in the time we've been around, we've all grown close, and it's because of Godzilla. The fucking legendary 2014 movie really, it gave me something, it gave me that special feeling back for Godzilla that I felt fell off a long time before. So I love this movie, and I'm so happy that, you know, people look at it fondly. And I agree with JR. Get the 4K. It's not as dark. It's nice contrast.
Oh, no.
It's nice contrast.
It's not even that dark on the digital release anymore. They updated it. Like I watched it on YouTube the other day. It looked just fine.
Yeah.
I remember watching it in theaters, and I was like, I don't get to complain. 4 times I saw it in theaters, I was like, I didn't get it.
One thing that I miss about 2014 is watching it in 3D. Like, when I watched it in 3D at the theater, oh my god, it was so good.
So it's funny.
Do they even have much 3D anymore, or
They have it on Blu-ray 3D.
I
you
own
can still
that.
get it.
I own the Blu-ray 3D, and I own the 4K.
I'm pretty sure Godzilla Kong was also in 3D, just in specific theaters.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely was. It was playing in 3D in both AMC and Cinemark. When it
It was
came out.
Regal too. We had the Real D 3D.
Oh shit.
I didn't see it in that, but that's when they do the IMAX screening, but in 3D.
What movie did
but
I
they
see?
don't have a 3D release though of it, right? Like Blu-ray.
No, because
none of the MonsterVerse movies except for 2014 has a 3D release.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that gimmick died, like in and around that time.
Along with the TV, because you can't get them anymore.
Unless did Cameron do Avatar: The Way of Water in 3D when it came out?
I'm pretty sure it was in 3D, just like, you know, in those the AMCs, the Cinemarks, the.
Oh no, I meant like the
all
home
that.
release. He didn't do it home release, right? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Probably he's too busy working
All right,
on the next 10. So you know.
Real quick, we've got some chats to get to real quick.
What? We got chats.
Yeah. EC Toloder. Rob, what's your opinion on Haya 91 Ghidra? Rob.
Oh my god, dude, it's Ectoloader, for crying out loud.
I don't know what that is.
Oh god, help me all.
Okay.
So Rob, what's your opinion of the 91 Ghidra?
I like it. I don't understand what people are complaining about. $100 is a great price for something of that size, make, and model.
Exactly.
We'll be getting it. We'll be making a video of it. That's what I'm going to say right now.
That's because the
And-
91
and
King
it's more
Ghidorah.
accurate than the SH Monster Arts was.
That's because
It
the
really
91 King Ghidorah is based off of King Ghidorah from a fantastic movie from the SI series. Oh, good
Oh, it's
God almighty.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Listen,
But
real
that's
Such
not
thing
what-
is a fantastic thing from the history too.
XX Godzilla XX 439 says, "Who's in this mess?" Listen, go back to the beginning. You'll know.
Oh, good answer. Good answer. It's a good answer. All right. So, yeah, look, it's so fucking hard to sit back and do a retrospect on Godzilla 2014 when we can just talk about what it has given us. And with that being said, we go to my new image. Yes! Ha ha! Look at that image on the Godzilla Block Party. The 10 years that Godzilla, the Monsterverse, has brought forth. Uh-oh. Go ahead, JR. Take it away.
No, nothing.
I thought you were going to read the chat.
I'm just saying. I'm just typing in the chat. That's it.
By the way,
Commenter Godzilla XX 439 says everyone knows at this point that Haya is supreme. There's a lot of us here that agree. Monster Arts, Haya, yeah.
I gotta agree. I don't own a Haya yet, but I do want that Rodan that comes out in December.
Get it?
I do want
Yeah,
that.
I have the original release of that Rodan. It ain't bad. It ain't bad.
We're gonna
sucks.
totally talk
Yeah.
about toys later, because honestly, I'm gonna talk about those Mezco 5-point
Oh,
series.
dude.
Thanks, Gam Gams.
You and me.
Raping my pocket, Gam Gams. Last Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, a quick aside for what's coming. Last Saturday, I'm hanging out watching Rampage. Gam Gam jumps on. We're talking, and I just got the Mecha Godzilla and Hedorah Mezco set. And Gam Gam was like, there's a Mothra set, right? I'm like, a what now? What? And I literally was saying to myself earlier that day, I really want Mothra. Like, not larva form. Imago form. I want that Mothra. And Gam Gam was like, yeah, there's one of those. And that shit is $140. And I'm like, all right, I gotta wait till I get paid. I got paid today. I got paid this Wednesday. And that paycheck got blown by that fucking jacuzzi that's sitting right in front of my window. I'm looking at it right now. This woman takes all my money. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is, do right by your significant other, okay? Especially if they can cook good. That's all I'm saying.
Don't worry, dude. I'll be pooping in your hot tub in 2 months.
I hate him. I hate him so
So
much.
let me get this straight. You did not get Mothra?
I know. I will get it. I will get it. I made a promise to Gam Gam and myself. I will get it. But we'll get to that later on.
You better. You're talking to one of the biggest Mothra fans here. You better get it.
Oh no! Listen, it's a fantastic look. It's a fantastic looking box. Mothra looks great. The Shojubin look great. I hope I said that right. But back to the matter.
Shobijin, not Shobijin.
I always look. I'm dyslexic. It happens. I'm sorry. Back to the matter at hand. The MonsterVerse. Alex alluded to this right off the bat. How did anybody here see this? I'm gonna start with you, Rob. Did you see it getting this far? 10 years later, a sequel to a movie where it should have ended, a TV show, and what's coming down the pipe, a second season to said TV show, and spin-offs. Did you see this coming 10 years ago?
Not in my wildest fucking dreams, because all I remember after 2014 was just feeling, if this is it, I'm happy. Like, this is great. And then all of a sudden, Gareth Edwards has been tapped for Godzilla 2 and 3. Da-da-da-da. Gareth Edwards has left Godzilla 2 and 3. Some years later, Michael Dougherty has been confirmed for the creator for Godzilla 2. I never even thought we would see Mothra, King Ghidorah, or Rodan next movie. That's what we get. Skull Island happens, what? 2 years after?
3.
Yeah,
2 years after 2014?
2017.
2017.
And that was freaking great. And then we get that bombshell at the end with the cave painting, and it's like, no, stop! That to me was just like, oh, okay, so we're gonna get Godzilla, we're gonna get Kong, we're gonna get Godzilla and his big, gigantic fuck off friends, and we're going to get the rematch that people have been begging for decades now. That's perfect. It's the perfect trilogy. I'm good. But lo and behold, here we are, and I never thought I would see Godzilla dancing acrobatically through zero gravity. I never thought I would see Kong picking up another ape and using him as a weapon. I never thought in my wildest machinations of my deep inner cortex that I would leave a movie theater liking an Adam Wingard movie.
I tell you right now.
That's probably the biggest surprise, to be completely honest.
Godzilla and Kong, Cirque du Soleil. That's what it was. No,
I'd
but
watch it.
we watched it. It happened. It's out on
We
digital right
already
now.
did.
It's out
No,
on digital
I'm
right
talking the full runtime.
now. Oh shit! Just sky acrobatics. Yeah, you know what? Shit. Well,
Yeah, man.
I mean, the mangas have done some pretty radical shit to Godzilla. Why not?
Godzilla was a whole sperm cell. Why not?
Oh my god.
So were we once, a long time ago.
Once.
But listen, I digress. Gam Gams.
Mm.
Did you ever imagine that we would get where we are at today with 2014?
I mean, I mean, I had my reservations. I thought we were going to go in a Heisei direction, to be honest. Like with moving forward with the MonsterVerse and all that after 2014, I thought we might have been going in a Heisei direction. Lo and behold, we're in full fucking Champions film Godzilla versus Megalon Showa era, and I couldn't be happier personally. But you know, there are some people who still miss the cartoons of the 2014 movie, and that's what you have Monarch for. We have the best of both worlds, everybody. Come on now.
That's a
Do we,
valid
though?
point. I see what Games is saying, because you know what? Watching Monarch, I was really getting them, to an extent, getting that 2014 vibe. Maybe some of the characters were hit and miss with me. Whereas 2014, I don't mind Ford Brody being a plank, you know, because again, I buy that as a soldier. I don't need soldiers with personalities. When the dude is there to do a job, he's there to do a job. All right, Daddy's home. Cake every night. That's all I'm saying. Daddy's home. Cake every night.
We lost Bryan Cranston, but we got Kurt Russell.
And that.
Come on.
Not only did we get Kurt, we got his son Wyatt. It is the best of both worlds. I love that Wyatt Russell guy. I love that fella. I love him.
They better be
So
back
good.
for season 2. That's all I gotta say. If they're not in season 2, I ain't watching.
There has to be.
That's not true. I'm watching. What the fuck am I saying?
But no, Game, that's a very valid point, man. You're right though. We are in full blown Showa-esque 70s, early 70s, mid 70s fun times, I guess. So, you know, Alex, 10 years later, did you ever
Yes.
imagine we would be here?
Absolutely not. I mean, as I said before, I never thought we would get to this point. I thought maybe we'll get like a 98 type of thing where they promised a sequel, and then it never happened. You know, yeah, we got Godzilla series, but I don't really count that. But then we got Kong Skull Island, did really well. King of the Monsters blew all of us away. We're getting Rodan, Mothra, like, you know, and King Ghidorah. How can you say no to that? And then obviously after, what was it, 50 or 60 years since the original matchup of Godzilla versus King Kong, we get basically a remake of that, and it was everything that everyone wanted. You know, because remember, at that point, everyone kept saying, you know, we want to see monsters in the daytime, we want to see more kaiju fights. And that movie gave everyone that, you know, less humans and more of the kaijus, and I think the people have spoken. It did really well, but, you know, box office wise compared to King of the Monsters, even though we love King of the Monsters, did not do well. And we thought back then that was it. You know, this could be it. And that movie saved the franchise, and now we have another film that is about to be probably the #1 biggest hit of the MonsterVerse, and now we're getting a third film. I couldn't be happier. I don't know. Yeah, it's not perfect, but how can we say no to more Godzilla? You know?
Exactly. At a time where Japan, Toho Studios pumped out an Oscar-winning Godzilla movie. Who had that on their bingo card? I didn't.
Nah.
Everyone did.
In a time where
No.
Japan pumps out an Oscar-winning Godzilla movie, and the MonsterVerse turns 10, and it's continuing, and we have confirmation that, you know what, that Toho train ain't stopping either. I mean, we are living in such a fucking renaissance right now, and it's probably better than a renaissance. You look at like comics and you go the golden age, the silver age. This is a platinum age for kaiju. It's an absolute platinum age for kaiju, and honestly, you got to give props to, you know, Netflix, honestly, for keeping shit alive. Look,
We're still missing a turtle.
I was going there. Damn it, that's why I went to Netflix for it. Jesus Christ. You got to give props to Netflix for keeping things
TV
alive,
show,
right?
anime, that's
Through
cool. I want a movie.
animation. I get it. That's where I'm going. Why are you in my brain? Get out of my brain. Netflix with the animation. You got shit like Ultraman, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. You've got Godzilla, the trilogy, then Singular Point. You got the fantastic I don't care what anybody says. That Gamera series was fantastic. That shit is underrated. But for the love of God, if Katakoa is seeing all of this shit right now, you know, it's your turn. It's your turn. You're up to bat. Get up there, put Gamera on the motherfucking screen, and let's get this shit going. Let's go. Because Godzilla's winning Academy Awards and making $100 million. A Japanese Godzilla movie made $100 million in the United States of America. That is unheard of. That means people want to see good movies. Gamera has always, that Kaneko trilogy, solid fucking shit. Bring back the big turtle. And I don't mean Mutant Mayhems. Don't need that shit in my life. But bring back the big turtle. Gamera's next up on the docket. He has to come. He has to get here. Anyhow, that's my 2 cents.
Please. You'll say this. It reminds me of a few years ago. I don't know if it was like 5 or 6 years ago. Does anyone remember in Comic-Con they released that Gamera trailer? We thought it was going to be a movie.
It wasn't a trailer. It wasn't a trailer. It was a short film.
It was a proof of concept.
we all remember. And that model was actually used to make as a reference to make the model for Gamera Rebirth, and I want that model to be in an actual movie.
I wish that was a film, or they look back at that because that was a hype trailer or a little mini film or whatever it was. That shit was amazing, and I hope that they can actually do something with Gamera, visually look like that. Because I thought even though it was almost a decade ago, that still looked stunning. I saw the trailer, that short film a week or two ago, just to revisit it, and my God, to this day it looks great.
Yeah, that 2015 proof of concept, that shit was fucking fire.
Yeah, that's the fucky thing about Kadokawa Studios, though. It's like they inherited all of Daiei's material, Daimajin, Yokai, the whole 9 yards, and they're not doing anything with it. And unfortunately, I don't think Gamera Rebirth really inspired them to keep trying, which breaks my heart because, bro, keep going. It's like, of course, Gamera Rebirth, a streaming platform exclusive anime, isn't going to do what 2014 did, Shin Godzilla did, -1 did. You gotta buy the ticket, take the ride. You gotta, jump while the jumping's good. And I think that's what they need to do. They need to just say, all right, fuck it. We're going to put a bunch of money towards a live-action Gamera movie, and we are going to make it great. And that's the fucky thing. It's like, if that Gamera movie does well, sequels. If that Gamera movie does well, Daimajin, Yokai, keep going. Like, they're sitting on a gold mine, and they're not doing nothing with it.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And to go off that, you think if Shin Ultraman did really well, I think better than a lot of people expected. If Shin Ultraman did well, I think Gamera could even better than that.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure Ultraman Blazar, the latest series, was one of the biggest fucking Ultraman seasons yet.
Really?
In terms of viewership and stuff.
Did not know that.
Ultraman's a bigger export from Japan than Godzilla is, and I don't know if many people realize that.
I'm just shouting y'all out because hold on, I'm getting you, Jay. I'm shouting y'all out because Ultraman Gaia and Ultraman Nexus. That's where I'm at right now. Nexus.
Literally, Ultraman Blazar on YouTube was a simuldub. When it came out in Japan in Japanese, it came out on YouTube in English.
Which is crazy, because that's not something that happens very frequently.
Pretty much at all.
So,
all right, let's go to JR, because the comment section has been kind of blown up. This is a first.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck's going on? Who's getting
I'm keeping
money?
it going. So, I've been telling chat, keep going. Give us opinions. Keep feeding off of us. So, Kamala, good point. Talking about Behemoth solo film. And that's something that I do like and something that should be in the Monsterverse as a whole. Whether TV show or movie solo films or shows. I like this idea. You are definitely onto something. The fuck out of here with Evolved Godzilla versus Rebirth Gamera. I don't want that shit. Pink Godzilla out. Get out of here. I'm done with him. I'm done with him.
I like
Discard him.
Godzilla.
That's one. That's
I mean,
only
we
one
can make it
opinion.
like
That's
more
only
like
one.
the Monsterverse.
That's only one
for sure.
opinion. Kamala. Hey.
Kamala.
Kamala.
I know Kamala. We bullshit on Rob's server every now and then. Varane needs more love. He is extremely underrated, extremely cool with all of his mobility and flexibility. I like it. Listen, Double X Godzilla Double X 439. As G1 here has a Varane, he's smoking Varane like a big stogie. That's a big fucking figure. I should have bought that.
This is one of my favorite top 5
Absolutely.
monsters. I love you,
Yes.
Baron. Oh yeah, Baron.
I don't think anyone here would disagree with that statement. There are a lot of kaiju
Hell no.
like Varan that should be given their time to shine. Whether or not Toho's willing to license it or not, or if they continue on with their own stuff within the minus verse, whatever they call it, the negaverse. I
Oh,
really
you didn't hear,
like this.
did you?
Oh no, what happened?
Well, yeah.
What happened?
Oh, they're already looking at apparently another director to do another like solo film.
Oh, let's go, baby. Oh,
Not
Let's
a
go.
-1 sequel, something entirely different.
no, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it.
In the world?
Alright.
So we're
In
going
that
Millennium
world.
Anthology again.
Are we in that world though? That's the question.
We don't know yet.
I don't know.
Yeah,
See,
we don't know.
that's the
'cause-
thing, because I mean, I love that Toho tried in the 2000s with the Millennium series, and they have nothing really tied together with the exception of Kiru, right? But for the love of God, man, connective tissue. Look at the Monsterverse
Oh, yeah.
making hundreds of millions of dollars. Let's go.
That
And
might
I'm
be
just-
why they aren't doing that though.
Whoop.
It's like
And here-
they have their American series going that's all connected and everything. Maybe they just want to keep doing things that don't have that direct attachment.
All
I
right,
don't
we
know.
got a comment in chat. Triple X Godzilla versus Triple X Vin Diesel says GMK should have been the original one with Baragon and Gears and Varan. It fits the protector element, and they are all Earth type kaijus. 100% agree with you. I would like GMK more if they went with that.
I agree.
Yeah, everybody agrees with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Still
Fantastic.
big.
I like that idea. And come on.
I think
Like
everybody wants
we
to
all
see-
know, we are all been pissed with Toho ever since we learned about that shit.
Oh, yeah.
About how they're just so money grubbing that they didn't think that Varan and Gears would be commercially viable enough.
Well, you got to remember where the Millennium series was at that point. Like, it was okay. It wasn't doing great. And in fact,
Yeah.
the only reason GMK did well was because it was a double feature with the Hamtaro movie.
Yeah.
Taro.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's why we
Hyperbole.
get. That's why we get all those Goji Ham things, like figures, plush toys, and everything. It's a celebrated, like, part of that era of Godzilla. So I understand why they did it. I don't like that they did it, but could kind of go back.
But my take with the 2014, I really liked it. I liked what came after, obviously. You know, G1 and me all the time. Come on, we yin and yang. You're the Anthony. You're the GMK Anthony to my I don't like GMK Anthony.
Did you expect it to go this far?
I didn't think it would go this far. Hell no. But I liked where it went with 2019, and I'm starting to come around to GBK because we went the extreme route. I want to go back to GBK now. I'm like, we went too far. Go back. Hit the brakes. Get it together.
What do you mean they're flowing without a
I
heave?
need to see the tail slide at HD.
Oh,
Stop it.
Listen.
No.
Listen, I told my wife today. She goes, did you buy the movie? That's not how she sounds, but that's the way she sounds in my head. I said, no, I didn't buy it. She goes, well, why not? I said, because I thought about it, and I don't like it. I said, now that's not to say I'm not going to own it, but if you want to buy it for me, feel free. In June, when it comes out on that nice 4K Steelbook edition, feel free to buy it for me. We'll watch it, me and you. I'll hold your hand. I'll buy you popcorn from the movie theater. I'll come home and we watch it hand in hand. But until then, no, it ain't getting my money, woman. It ain't getting my money. Okay,
I
that's
thought
right.
you were coming around with
Yeah, I
this
came
film.
around and I went full circle. I said, fuck that bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember
That's
you
what I
said-
did, dude.
Listen,
I
after
liked
you
it and I
said
hated it.
You've seen it 2 or 3 times, and it started coming around. You started enjoying it more.
It was, you know what it was? You know what it was? And I know Gam Gam is going to kick me in the ding ding, but I'm going to say it anyway. It was the Shimu thing, bro. Shimo does not put King Ghidorah in the ice. I'm sorry. Everybody could disagree with me. That's fine. But in lore, the way it was
Okay,
set
then how
up,
the fuck did it get in the
Wait,
ice?
is that canon
Godzilla
now?
drowned that
No, no, no,
bitch ass motherfucker. Ah, die, bitch.
Yeah, because that's what Godzilla does. He tried to do it in King of the Monsters. Anyways, Godzilla.
No. I want to hear a detail.
Comment real quick.
No,
Comment.
time out.
We gotta get the chat.
No,
We gotta get the
JR,
chat.
you
The
man-
audience is what keeps us
No,
going.
hold up. You said something, and it's only right that they rebut. It's fair.
Okay, that's true. But chat.
Go ahead,
Go
Gam
ahead.
Gam.
It was very quick, but
No, I want to know. I want to hear a detail. How the fuck did he do it then? How did he do it?
They had a fight in Antarctica in primordial times where it wasn't completely frozen. Godzilla dragged him so deep underwater that Ghidorah's wings froze because Ghidorah can't swim. He was
Then why
literally
didn't
drowning.
Godzilla freeze with him?
Because Godzilla can swim.
Because Godzilla's an atomic monster. He's superheated at all
So is
times.
Ghidorah.
No.
Ghidorah isn't superheated at all times. No, he got frozen. Godzilla's not frozen. When have we seen Godzilla frozen?
And when Godzilla did get frozen, he broke right the fuck out.
Exactly. He's superheated. Radiation's
He
heat.
broke right the fuck out in the fucking evolved form, which was literally intended to be superheated and to combat Shimo's powers.
I don't know. I saw him go into an Antarctica
remember the
fortress
Arctic, though, he
ice
froze
box and did
himself.
not freeze. He broke out with no problem. Like he was like, I'm gonna just go in here and chill for a bit. Literally, I'm gonna chill.
But real
I'm
quick,
gonna go to the ice
real
ball.
quick, because it is the audience that keeps us going.
You sure?
Real
'Cause I
fast.
swear I thought it was
Kiryu
us.
is by far the best mecha. Best design, best story, and
Oh.
overall coolness. He goes extremely hard with the red eyes and his speed and agility, yet a strong, smart brawler.
Who the hell is speaking?
I
Is
like
that my
it.
brother? Because that's what he would say. Get out of here.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I
I'm only
love
kidding.
it.
Don't get out
And
of here.
then Godzilla
I mean, Kiryu Saga's like one of my
Gojira
favorites.
says, "You guys are all nerds. Love G73. Lol. We know who that is.
Who's
I
that?
know who that is.
Who said that? Who
That
said
is
that?
G73 right there.
Is that
We know who
G73,
it is.
aka
Let's
Mexi,
get in
aka
here.
my brother Chase? Get in here. What a
He's
jerk.
in the chat. We missed you, brother. Come on.
He's a-
Get some
No,
of this
no,
nice,
no.
sweet, hot 2014 action.
Brother Chase also
Yeah.
said
We missed you, buddy.
he's doing he's having the Mother's Day special with Mom. Mom, I love you. Brother Chase, love you. We love y'all. Have a good
Brother
night, y'all.
Chase, just real quick, Brother Chase comment, Shimo and Scar King are the flattest sodas of the Monsterverse villains. Holy shit.
Oh
He
shit.
came in here with he came in like a wrecking ball.
Yo,
He
keep
just
going.
shattered all the walls.
Keep going. I left something in my freezer. You said soda. I thought of something. I left something in my freezer. Keep it going, JR. Read the
keep that
goddamn
soda,
comments. Rob, take over. Soda
I'm
Jam.
Drive- I'm just saying, you might have a point there. Shibu, Scar King, terrible.
Nah, I don't agree. with
That's
that.
all I'm saying. It's like, if we were to go that route, minus the Shimu, it does make sense. They found Ghidorah in Antarctica. It's not that hard to think that Godzilla just went down there. Ghidorah isn't heat. Godzilla's pure radiation. Pure radiation is just
No.
hot.
Do
It
you
burns.
know how hot lightning is?
Do you know how hot pure radiation is? A little hotter than lightning, I would say. Just look at Chernobyl.
Jesus Christ.
Just saying.
Sorry, all right, I'm back.
Ryan is happy when you broke out
Hey,
of being
Godzilla
frozen.
439. I'm just letting you know I might have only had a few drinks, and G1 comes back with the Voltron drink.
Yo, my neighbor went to wherever he went. He works. He goes all over the place across the country, and he came back with a Voltron beer that I left in my freezer. Thank God it's not
Voltron
frozen
beer.
over. I'm not gonna drink this just yet. Hazy India Pale Ale. I drink cheap light
Oh,
shit,
that's
bro.
gonna be stout, bro. You're gonna hate that.
I drink cheap light shit. But I digress. Go ahead.
That ain't cheap and light.
But anyhow, where were we?
Alex, you were saying something.
Oh, I was saying that, we were talking about Godzilla, melting the ice. When he was frozen, both times, with just brute force, he just cracked that shit open and just went out. It wasn't like he waited for it to thaw out and then broke out. He just shattered it.
Yeah.
Even without the
that's
heat.
it.
I don't even think he heated it. I think he just, with brute force, just broke out.
It could also be a pulse. It could have been a pulse.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it would make sense without Shimu that Godzilla single-handedly could have done it. Now Shimu doing
I don't
it, you
mind.
may like it. I think it's stupid and takes away from the kingliness of the King of the Monsters, because that seems to be the MonsterVerse's whole repertoire right now.
Literally, the King of the Monsters novel stated that Godzilla had help. They just didn't say who helped him.
It could have been help from a wave. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter.
You know what? Even if say someone helped him, right? With Ghidorah, they still showed him that he's the one that captured or buried all the Kongs in Hollow Earth by himself. I mean, he still did a lot of things back, millions of years ago. So still, to me, whether the Ghidorah thing or not, he's still king because he's the one that's telling everyone, hey, I'm the big bad and I'm gonna put you out if you need to.
Yeah, but at the
Thank
same
you,
time,
Alex, I love you.
but at the same time,
welcome.
Scar King's a joke. That's why Gam Gam loves him so much, is because he's a vaudevillain. He's a joke.
Scar King is a fraud in power, yes.
Yes.
And we need to stop with the villains being only measured in Dragon Ball Z dick scaling,
I'm not
power
saying
scaling,
that.
all right?
I'm
we
saying-
need to
I'm not saying that.
acknowledge that villains can have personalities too.
I'm saying-
and
real
Scar
quick.
King is nothing but personality.
Wait, King Ghidorah
I
had
gotta
three
touch- I gotta touch on
personalities.
that.
He
Hold
had
on.
three.
I gotta touch on that. We gotta stop with the Dragon Ball Z power levels. Yeah, Godzilla in this movie straight up Dragon Ball Z power level. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I saw Godzilla in this movie as we need to stop being Super Saiyan and be Super Saiyan Goku Super Saiyan. Oh shit, Grandpa's here.
God damn it, sons of bitches! Why'd you have to wake me up from my goddamn nap? Let me tell you fucking something. You fucking ingrate sons of bitches. Now, I went to see this movie the other night, and it was called something like a Godzilla and Kong thing. And then I was confused, because there was this like albino Godzilla, and he spit out this ice. And I said, was that the thing that it froze the King Ghidorah guy with the 3 heads? And my friend said to me, yes, old guy, it was. I said, well, that's bullshit. Because that didn't happen in 2019 when I saw that movie. And Dr. Shirazawa, I know that guy. Shirazawa's a good guy. I met him back in the Double too. He's a good guy. And I said, that's a bullshit. Because he said that Godzilla and the 3-headed King Ghidorah were ancient rivals and there was nothing else. So the bullshit that is being spewed from this Adam retard guy, Wingard, is fucking bullshit. And it doesn't make any sense. And that's all I gotta say. Now I'm gonna go get my Prozac. I'll be right back, you sons of fuck you, bitch, son of a bitch. Grandpa, get the fuck out of here. Sorry, y'all. That was my grandfather. He's a dick. He's a dick.
I was gonna say something quick though. Someone said in here that Scar King is a joke, but when you have like 50 apes beating Godzilla, I'm sure for him it was a struggle. I mean, you're surrounded by all those apes that are strong, regardless. And Godzilla was not super powered back then.
You know what?
I'm sure he struggled. They said he almost died.
You know what?
He was able to beat them all.
All joking aside, my question though is, this is what kind of like throws me off with that particular plot point. The apes were there for humanity. You know what I mean? So like if Scar King, all of it, like it kind of reminds me almost of like the Planet of the Apes, the second movie where Koba shoots Caesar, and then Koba's like, "Come on, let's go kill the humans. We got to kill them, or they'll kill us." Like, what was Scar King's motivation to, turn the apes against the humans? That had Godzilla come in there and then wreck shop the way they claim
according
it.
to the special features, Scar King didn't even know the surface existed. He just looked at it as another realm to conquer.
But that's my point, though. So it's like, okay, what? So then Scar King must have gotten control of Shimu before he conquered the great apes and went to war with Godzilla, because, in all honesty, all of the great apes should have been able to beat Scar King by himself. They had to be scared of something. That's never... So, like, that's where the plot hole comes in, because you're like, why did Godzilla put all of them down?
What are you talking about? Okay, so when Scar King and Kong had their 1v1, Scar King was on the offense. He almost got Kong.
Almost, but there's the thing. It's almost, but there's multiple apes. That's what I'm trying to say. So, like, in the bigger picture of the MonsterVerse, right? The apes are like in tune with humanity. They're like humanity's protector, whereas Godzilla is like the protector of Earth, right? Like that's what it seems like they went with, right? When did this particular ape gain the power to say, "Yo, y'all gonna follow me"? Because it just doesn't make sense if the apes were humanity's protectors, right? For them to just fall for whatever this dude was selling. God, this sounds political, and I don't like it. It makes me feel nasty. But that's...
You're dirty.
I am dirty. Actually, I gotta take a shower. It's been 100 degrees out here. It's terrible. But that's like, and so that's that. And again, this is all joking aside. I'm not even making any kind of like jokes. I'm curious as to what was the reason, what was the logic behind if the apes were there for humanity, especially like the Iwis. They were living in peace and harmony. What made Scar King turn them against humanity, where Godzilla had to come out and say, "Yo, y'all go down there now"? Because apparently Godzilla banished them from the earth to the underground. They weren't already underground. I mean, it said it. It's in the movie. It's in the book. So it's confusing. And it makes no sense. That's where I start having that disconnect. That's where I start saying, you know what? I'm not going to personally buy it. But if somebody gifts it to me, I got no problem putting it with the collection. That's where I'm at. Because so far, like all the movies, whether I like them or not, made sense somewhat in the story. Things lined up. This one just went off the rail. Like it literally did. They were like, we're going to Hollow Earth in the Super X models in the last movie, and in this movie, Godzilla put all the apes on the ground. Why? Why? There's no reason.
Because they followed a dictator. Like what's there to not get?
So there's two sides. I just wanted to touch on something real quick. So the Scar King almost beating Kong makes sense for multiple reasons. Kong's never faced another ape. 1, 2, Scar King could have been practicing on all the other assholes for God knows how long they've been trapped under there, even though the apes don't live as long as other titans. So
no,
how long
not
have they been down there?
Not in this
They've
universe.
been down there. No, they do live as long as other titans. They've been down there for thousands of years.
Yes, they do. They live. They
so
live.
Kong's gray for another reason.
Yeah, stress.
Stress.
The same reason why you were having a heart
That
attack.
makes sense.
Let's be honest. He's been through a lot of shit since Kong's come
So,
out.
but with that being said, I don't know. Like, I do agree with you on this one. Just, what was the reason? What did the Kongs, the great apes, have a different leader back then? Never
They
touched
probably
upon.
did, and the Scar King probably killed him.
And then if Scar King thinks that there's other realms to conquer, dude couldn't even conquer his bathroom before Godzilla showed up. I just don't understand how... Is he an idiot?
This is
like,
nothing with Godzilla. That's the thing.
It's just... I get confused. I'm confused now. Now I'm confused.
There's also the
that Godzilla is reign supreme from back then to now? There's nothing
And then- And when did Scar King get Shimu? When did Scar King get a hold of Shimu? How did that
Shimu was
happen?
there. Shimu was there in that subterranean realm when Godzilla sealed them away, and Scar King found her and subjugated her just like all the other apes.
So she just so happened to be there?
Yes, she was sleeping.
that
okay,
I
that
buy.
makes
No,
sense.
in that regard, I buy that because that to me is what 2014 set up, going back to this whole 10 years later thing, right? I buy that. They hibernate when there's not a threat. Why did Godzilla make itself known? Because the Mutos awoke. Because they were drilling in the Philippines and they came through a cave and all of a sudden there was sunlight and bam! Superman, right? Like bam, there we go. The Mutos escaped. Now they got the clean air, they got the sun rays, the egg gestated, boom, breaks out, goes into the water. Godzilla gotta come and balance the fucking world. Same thing with King Ghidorah. Now we know that the Titans they exist. We know Kong exists. Well, let me phrase that. We knew Kong exists for a minute. We knew Godzilla existed 20 years before we knew Kong existed. We know these things are happening. We've got Outpost where there is activity. And then there's eco-terrorist.
You gotta think about Monarch too. Remember, after the nuke, he was hibernating for decades.
Right. And then the eco-terrorist says, let's awake King Ghidorah, right? And wreak havoc across the world. All right, whatever. But then Godzilla comes because why? They had an ancient rivalry. This Scar, that's just I don't get it. The apes were there for humanity. I just can't see Scar King. I don't know. I can't.
Among the great apes, Scar King is strong. Among the great apes.
Yes, I get that, but there are even in the mural they show Godzilla putting Scar King and a bunch of apes down. Why wasn't there a revolt? Like the telepathic communication that the Iwi have with these great apes is lost in translation.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we're trying to say is 2014 is such a better movie.
Come on, let's not do that just yet. When we get to the hypotheticals, we'll go.
I know.
I'm
just messing.
I'm just saying
Listen.
this is why I'm not buying the movie right now.
Yeah.
Not even
So,
right now. Ever.
We've been getting
Somebody
some
can buy it
chats.
for me.
Godzilla 439 saying, couldn't he have just plucked one, or one perhaps fell off, or maybe Shimu knew that the crystal would allow her to be controlled, so she protected it, and then Scar King, being smart, decided to steal it. I don't know. If we're going by original leaks, the stuff before the movie came out, apparently that crystal was a part of an asteroid that turned these monsters into titans, and Shimu feeds on that shit. I don't know. It's not confirmed. There are kind of fragments of something like that, but not really. We don't know. That's the thing, is it was never really discussed or talked about within the movie. I don't know about the novel. I didn't read it. If it was discussed in the novel or elaborated upon.
The main theory in the novel is that it was a part of her body.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I like that version. That's the one I go with.
Yeah. So, and that I believe more, and that I can't be mad at. But elaboration within the film, context within the film would kind of stifle some of this stuff, instead of, hey, go read the novelization and we're going to put shit in there you're not going to like.
And I think that's probably like one of the like that's the biggest issue I have. It's like, okay, they do a lot of things in this movie, and don't get me wrong, shit does look cool. I'm still not down with the Thagomizer tail, but I'm over it. But it's just like they're in the movie, they give you no reason, and that's the part where when the digital release comes out, Amazon has bios for the monsters, and that's where you find out. Whereas me and Gam read the novel, and we know what it says in the novel, and okay, now we can take novel canon and movie canon for two different things. But when all of a sudden the bios start coming up, and it's going with the novel, I'm sitting there and I'm like, nah, man, you're making me like a movie where I'm always on the fence with. Come on, don't do that. For me, Wingard is 1 for 2. I'm pretty sure that's the same for most of y'all. It just depends on which side of the fence you're on in that regard. I like GVK.
Yeah.
I do. I wanted to see Godzilla kick Kong's ass. Godzilla kicked Kong's ass. I was satisfied. I walked out very happy. This movie is like, all right, it exists. Now, I'm not saying that the next movie ain't gonna fucking trump everything, because it could quite possibly do that. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm happy that it's
And
coming.
then they go back to being serious too. because they're getting
Okay.
different writers.
RJ.
Yes, sir.
RJ.
Yep.
GXK or the Kiryu Saga?
And that'll do it for this episode. Wow, Johnny on the
That's easy.
Johnny
That's so
on the
easy.
spot,
Kiryu Saga.
bro.
What are we doing?
No. Oh,
RJ
man.
doesn't like the Kiryu Saga.
I'm not
Hey,
a
that's
fan,
fair.
man. I'm not a fan. God. And it's, you know what? It's, all right, I'm
At
going to,
least there's no fucking zero gravity Godzilla.
honestly, Games, Kiryu Saga. The reasons why I don't like that movie is
Okay.
not because of the plot. It's not because of the plot. The plot is perfectly fine. It makes sense. My beefs with that movie is I just find them dull, and the editing is bad at certain times. I'm just like, what the fuck was that cut? That's why I'm not a fan of those movies. Outside of that, the reason why GXK bothers me is the story doesn't add up. What you're selling me doesn't add up. Not with everything we've got before this. We've got everything that went before kind of followed cohesively. And I get it. And I do respect the idea that 54 was very serious and Megalon wasn't. I respect the fucking shit out of that. And I was watching that director's the directors commentating the 10 minutes they had on YouTube about it, and they even mentioned that, and they were like, you know, what we did is we condensed whatever 15, 16, whatever, however many movies the Showa movies were, we condensed them into 4 without even knowing we were doing that. And it wasn't, and that to me, that I respect all 5 of those movies for that. I take Kong out of it, honestly, and it's fucked up. Kong got to come out of the equation because it's not a Godzilla movie. It's not a part of the Showa universe. When they talk about the Showa-verse and what the Monsterverse did, I see what they're saying. They literally condensed it. We are in a world where Godzilla floats. Now, I get the anti-gravity shit. He evolves. There's bigger threats that honestly doesn't come off as bigger threats. But I would go with the Kiryu Saga because it wasn't offensive story-wise. It wasn't.
It was more cohesive.
It was very more cohesive. This one, I mean, God, how do you not? But I digress. I'm not even gonna. I'm not hating it. Because I do enjoy certain things. When I watched it this week, I do enjoy a lot of things. Anything Godzilla pre-evolution. I'm not even saying that. Anything Godzilla pre-Hollow Earth is fun as fuck. When Godzilla busts out the iceberg in his new evolved form, I love that. That's a throwback to the original King Kong versus Godzilla. We couldn't do that in the last one. I love all that shit. Godzilla doing the pulse. Godzilla eating radiation. Godzilla blowing Scylla up with no regards. Godzilla destroying Tiamat, taking over his fucking lip. All that shit was fun. I loved it.
The fight in Egypt was awesome too.
The fight in Egypt is the highlight of the fucking movie to me. It's all wrestling.
Yeah.
It's all wrestling. Here's a spear.
Yeah.
Here's a fucking dirt in your eye. Here's a suplex. Are you kidding me? I fucking love it. And I give Wingard his massive
So
props
good.
for that. It's so good. It's so good. It's just the lore changing in this movie upset me because you didn't need to do it. You did not need to do it. But I digress again. Rob, you've been very, very quiet. Anything you had to
Very
say?
quiet. They're playing Gigabash. I know what they're doing right now.
I think he's
I'm
snoring.
not playing nothing.
Liar.
I'm not.
You're playing with my heart.
Maybe. Maybe.
So, Rob, anything to add? Anything to say? Any arguments you want to make? Please feel free. If not, just say no. We move on.
It's just, I mean, I've only seen GXK twice, and I liked it a little bit less and everything because the wear and tear, pops up. But I don't know, man. Like, I gotta be able to sit down with it and watch it, analyze it in my own home, because I don't know, seeing a movie in a movie theater, it's hype levels are too high sometimes. Even for I don't know. Like, I get what all y'all are saying, and I get all of y'all making good points against one another and everything, but I don't know. There's a reason why I've just stayed out of the greater conversation, and it's because I really, at this point, don't know how I fully feel about the movie. There's things I love, Star King being one of them. There's things that I don't like, and come back to me after maybe a month after it comes out on Blu-ray and I can watch it. Because it's so weird, because it's just one of those movies where it's like I can see myself watching it because of how heinously stupid it is. I just don't know if I like it because of that or not. So yeah, give me a little bit.
So Rob, we have a question directly for you from the chat.
Oh, boy.
Godzilla Triple X. Soul of Shikoken Kiryu review when? Cough out 300, buddy. I gotta know whether I should butt it or buy it. Yeah, that's.
I'm pretty sure you mean buy it.
If you want a Soul of Shikoken Kiryu review, subscribe to my Patreon, and we can get the monthly rent up. Because I'm not shoveling out $300 for something that's not even $300 anymore, because aftermarket, and I got bills to pay. I got groceries to buy. I ain't at that level yet, bro.
In that same vein, if you're curious about the 1974 Soul of Shikoken Mechagodzilla, check out my channel, JR's GAM. I will be buying it. I will be doing a review. Listen, you shut your mouth.
Who told me to plug?
The JR's GAM streams because she wanted me to do the wrestling podcast there together. Maybe that next one. What was it? SummerSlam?
I think that's what we agreed to. Because I'm not going to be around next week.
We were going through.
Next week is
Going through all the
AEW.
events, we're picking and choosing. Hey, which one are we live streaming next? Because holy shit!
Yo,
we're
I
stacked.
tell you what the next one we could live stream. We could live stream the Egypt fight, because that is a wrestling match.
We have to. Listen, look forward to that. JRGM streams. You got Shin Rob Jira here. Like and subscribe to his channel. Like and subscribe to the G Show podcast. Like and subscribe to JR's GAM. Like and subscribe to Alex's Anus. Just like and subscribe.
Nice and fuzzy, good for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 hour in to our 8th live stream. And again, look, the live streams, they can go 2 hours. The first live stream went 6 hours and 15 minutes. We're not doing that tonight. No. But okay. God, there's so much. I mean, we talked a lot about GXK, and I don't want to rag on it. I don't want to talk about it like that. I mean, granted, it's new. It is out right now digitally. Go buy it if you like the movie. Please support it. Honest to God. Support it, because
Absolutely.
the more Godzilla gets support, the more movies we get. And look, Legendary's looking at these numbers like, yes, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Now, that being said, I'm going to say I would have loved this movie, because somewhere out there in the multiverse, there is a version of me who absolutely loves this movie. And the reason why that version of me loves this movie is because originally, in 2014, they were supposed to find Godzilla in an ice block. Now, had that version of that movie came to pass, if Godzilla 2014 busted out of the ice, or they found him in ice, and then we get to this movie, oh no, this is the greatest MonsterVerse movie ever, because finally we found out why Godzilla was in the ice. We didn't even know. We just all of a sudden, it was like, yeah, yo, Godzilla actually was put there. What? Maybe Godzilla was crazy. Maybe Godzilla had some kind of kaiju pandemic thing. I don't know. And Shimu was the fucking guardian at the time. Put his ass down. There is a version somewhere in the multiverse that version of 2014 exists, where Godzilla was in the ice, and it all comes back 10 years later, full circle, and it was Shimu. Shimu was the reason why Godzilla was in the ice. That's the version I would have bought. Had we gotten that shit in the 2014 Art of Godzilla book, they show those pictures. They have the concept art of Godzilla in the ice. And the reason why they said they wasn't going to do that is because they said Man of Steel had the ship in the ice. And I was like, so what? What the fuck does Godzilla and Superman have anything in common? Nothing. Godzilla kicked his ass in Big Bad Toy Store, right? Godzilla kicked his ass in the motherfucking
another
comic book.
thing Zack Snyder fucking ruined.
God damn it, Zack Snyder! Stop ruining things I love.
Zack Snyder ruined GXK. Without even knowing he did so, Zack Snyder ruined GXK. Now, let me stop. But no, I swear to God, that version, I would have been like, I totally buy it. I would have been totally on board. I don't give a fuck if Shimo put Godzilla, Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, Behemoth. I don't give a fuck. All of them, Tiamat, all of them on ice. I don't care. Because it was established that Godzilla was in the ice. And I would have bought it. I would have been like, oh, that's some good content. That's some good workaround right there. I like that. But that's in a different reality. Gam, am I crazy for saying something like that?
I guess not. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of tune out the negativity.
That wasn't negative. I was giving all positives just now.
You were giving all positives to a reality that doesn't exist. We have the movie that we got, and you don't like it. That's fine.
But what if that reality existed somewhere? What if we're Earth 1 and that was Earth 2? Or Earth 1.5, for crying out loud? Lick your finger.
Dude,
Put it to the right.
In this Earth, seriously, in this Earth, Stan Winston's Godzilla became a movie. What a great design.
10 out of 10.
Fuck.
It is.
Fuck. Let's talk toys. Let's talk toys. Let's bring the motherfucking... Let's bring everybody back up. Let's talk toys. Yeah, let's do that. We got Rob, right? Rob's a toy guy. Fucking JR's a toy guy. I know for a fucking fact Alex is a toy guy. Well, he gets all the big figures. He's a fucking monster.
He's got the X pluses. This little.
Yeah, I have those X pluses.
Yeah, I see that. Batman and Superman. I know where you live.
But
I know where you live.
Yeah, the only problem is Rob lives closer. Not to blow anybody's address up.
But you stop it. That's a dope figure.
That looks like a fucking Trendmaster. Is that Trend?
That's the Trendmaster, yeah.
Yeah.
My man.
Who put? I've been out of the Messenger loop for like 2 days this week, and there was a lot of Haya toys posted in there. That was the King Ghidorah, and what was the other one? Because I was flying through that shit. Or was
I think that was the only thing Haya announced this week.
They showed off the final for the female Muto.
Yeah.
Same today as well.
Okay.
Like the final paint job and everything, and it looks friggin' sweet. I can't wait.
So Haya's been having a decent price point. I mean, it's all been pretty much even when it comes to all their figures. $50 for a figure, except for King Ghidorah, which is not bad. I think $50. The quality, I want to say quality. Let me rephrase that. The look of these monsters, to me personally, look better than anything I've seen from NECA. I hate my NECA GMK. Like, when I opened that shit, I was like, oh my god, it looks better in the box. I don't know. And that's the thing. I'm not a toy guy like that. Like, I don't break down the intricacies of the figures, right? But for whatever reason, that GMK, I'm not going to say it disgusts me, but it upsets me. It makes my stomach hurt. But these higher figures, they look good. Like, really good. The Monsterverse figures look good. I fucking love what they did with that fucking 91 Godzilla. That's one of my favorite designs. And that one just looks fucking perfect. So I'm going to start with Gams. Because I know I didn't want I don't want to upset you anymore. I love you, bro. You know that.
We love you.
The Monster Arts 91 or that higher 91? What are we looking at? Which one should I buy? Regardless of the price.
Well, the SH Monster Arts 91 is a coin toss of QC issues, as is most SH Monster Arts figures. You could get a fantastic one, or you could get one where the eye is on his cheek.
What?
Rather than his actual eyeball.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's real?
So there's
Yeah.
that. You know, you're gambling with a lot more money. Whereas the higher 91 is $50 and is, yes, not exactly accurate at every angle, but you're probably going to be in for a lot better QC because Haya actually cares about their QC.
You can afford it.
Whoa. What did you mean by they can afford it?
What did I mean by they can afford it?
Yeah, that's what you said, right? I didn't hear things, right?
Yeah.
So you telling me that
That's just a.
higher toys
No.
can afford QC as opposed to NECA, which has been around for 15, 20 years?
Oh no, I was more so twisting that knife towards Bandai.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, Bandai can afford it, but they just choose not to, allegedly.
Well, they're not part of the conversation anymore. Like, it hasn't been for years, unfortunately.
What?
Would I like NECA to pick back up the license? Absolutely. But they're not part of the conversation anymore.
No. I mean,
Thank you, Randy. Very cool.
Randy
not to
Quaid.
be- Quaalude. Not to be a dick though, but it's like, would NECA really do all that well with something like Haya, like on the market now?
No, they
I
would
don't
have
even
pussed it
think
out
so,
like they
no.
did.
Like, Randy, from what I remember, seemed a little peeved at the existence of Playmates. Because I remember him making comments of, well, they'll be able to do it quicker, they'll be able to do it cheaper, they'll be able to, get things out into the store quicker, which, as we all know, is a fucking joke, because no, they sure as shit didn't. There's shit I still haven't seen over here, but I digress. Take Playmates out of the equation and throw Haya out there instead of Playmates. Bro, like, no. I'm not saying they would have flopped, because they absolutely wouldn't have. But I'm just saying, NECA figures would not be $25 if they were to come back today. They're not going to be. I'm sorry.
No, they'd be like 30.
30, 35, maybe even 40. They were chunkier figures, so we'll toss that out there. They'll be more widely distributed into stores and everything, sure, but that whole back and forth between Haya making figures that actually look the price point and NECA doing so as well. I'm not going to dog on NECA. They have bangers. They do. But it's also to the point where Haya's doing much more than NECA did in their time frame. Like, for a long time, it took right near the end of NECA's run for Randy to even say, oh yeah, we'll do a Mecha Godzilla. And with Haya, we've got Ghidorah, we've got Skullcrawler, we've got Muto, we've got all this.
Kill you.
As you're talking, Alex just had up a fucking specimen of a fucking beautiful Godzilla. What was that, Alex? Is that 89 or 91? Uh-oh. We lost Alex's, we lost his voice.
You're muted. Unmute yourself.
You
Oh,
muted.
can you hear me?
Ah, there you
Now
go.
we can.
It's a Concord Godzilla 1998 or release, but it's an 89, I believe, design.
My God.
17 inches.
How do you, what was the price on that?
Oh my God, I got it years ago at a convention for like 50, 60 bucks, but nowadays it's like $300, $400, $500 now because it's like super rare.
Dude,
Jesus.
50, 60, oh, you see that shit? I
You know,
mean,
this was made way before, figurines and statues was a collectible, like this.
Am I gonna have to bring it out?
That's what the biggest thing is.
I'm gonna have to bring it out. Am I supposed to bring out my signed by Hiro Nakajima Pop Godzilla Tokyo exclusive? Am I gonna have to bring this out
man,
now?
you're gonna give me a heart attack, my dude.
I don't know.
That's not a lie.
I don't know if pops count. I'm just saying.
It is when it's signed by the original 3 suit actors for Godzilla.
The original. Even though I'm more of a
There was more, but
yeah.
the main 3.
I am as I go back into my cooler. By the way, I got to be honest. This has been a very harrowing week, a very long harrowing week for me when it came to work, and then when it came to being at home.
Oh, yeah.
And then the doctor says, you really can't do what you want to do anymore. You gotta limit it. So I gotta limit it now to the weekends. But here's to the weekends. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Oh man.
Cheers.
These figures coming out. Haya right now to me is, and again, I'm not the toy guy, but Haya right now is doing the damn thing when it comes to it. It just takes a little bit of time. There is, or is there something that's pumping things out right now besides Playmates, that is like, oh shit, all right, yeah, you know what, I'd pay X for that.
Are we talking about if we pre-ordered anything recently?
Well, I mean, I pre-ordered statues and shit. Like, I've got the Spiral Studios Evolved Godzilla on pre-order. My Cybot should be coming whenever.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pre-ordered Cybot because I'm a big X Plus fan.
Oh yeah, I've got that one showing up soon.
Because I'm more on size than like the smaller, expensive ones that you can like move. I'm more of I like big statues of big figurines I could put on my shelf, But that's just me. I like size more than articulation.
Real quick, before Ray just completely skipped over me with the Haya Monster Arts comparison there. I swear to God. I'm the only one here that owns the 1991 Monster Arts King Ghidorah out of all of us. And then Haya announced theirs today. But no, that's okay. We'll just skip me.
Okay, so wait, what do you think is going to be better? Do you think your SH Monster Arts or...
Oh, Haya. I think Haya's going to knock it out of the park. The Monster Arts one is a good figure, but it is inaccurate with the face sculpt and the proportions are off. I think Haya's doing a better job with it. And for the price, I believe the one I got was about $130, $140. It did come with beams and a flight stand, though. The Haya remains to be seen. All you have to do is include beams and a flight stand. The figure's $100. Haya sells it for $100. Monster Arts sold it for about $140. And it's more accurate on Haya's end. I'm just saying. Haya came in and just punched all of us in the groin. Because we were getting shit on. NECA was doing okay, and then they stopped. And then Monster Arts upped their price, dropped their quality. And then X Plus is expensive. Playmates, good but cheap figures. Bandai movie monster series, about the same with Playmates, just a little bit more expensive, a little bit better QC. Sorry, Rob, I'm just being honest.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
But we didn't have that middle ground. And then, yeah, see, he's showing that variant. Hey, it's a good figure, but I'm just saying.
I love this guy.
It could, a little dry brushing goes a long way.
Fucking Varen always wants to make out, bro. You sit your ass down, bitch.
Well, you have Haya coming out, and they're like, okay, we're going to do all the stuff you want, plus some. All right. Hey, Skullcrawler. Hi. Hey, Muto. Female. Whew. Ooh, baby. Oh, we're going to do classics. Oh, yeah, what you got? 89, 91, whatever. Same suit. Oh,
Not really.
It's getting hot in here. And then the 91 King Ghidorah, I'm like, my nipples. It's fantastic. I like what Haya's doing. I like what Haya's bringing to the plate, and the affordability is what's doing it for me. I have the Monster Arts 2019 King Ghidorah, and I have the Haya 2019 King Ghidorah. So does Rob. And I truly, honestly believe, Rob and me, we've talked about it multiple times. We are on the same page with both of those figures. Haya beyond killed it. They took an impossible design and made it as practical as possible, while Monster Arts was like $180, and the tail, the neck, the wing, the leg, and the torso will just fall off randomly. Where Haya's like $130, the new reissue coming out, the recolors, $110. It's even cheaper than the original release, and it comes with accessories. And they're like, yeah, only one tail will fall off. The rest of the figure holds up. They're killing it, man. They're killing it.
Super glue is a motherfucker. Put that tail right back on.
Oh, dude. Hey, I know how to super glue a figure and still have it articulate. It's easy.
It's just a breath of fresh air, because as long as I've been involved with the online community, which really hasn't been all that long, it's like, it's refreshing, because Haya drops their first Godzilla. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated the fact that you could see the pin in his jaw. A lot of people weren't really vibing with how the neck looked. So instead of them re-releasing that figure with maybe some updated paint and maybe one thing fixed for a few copies, they fixed everything that people didn't like. The neck is now made out of rubber. The head no longer has a pin in the jaw. It's a much more accurate sculpt, like from top to bottom. That's refreshing, because for the past however many years, we've just been used to, SH Monster Arts is releasing, look at this prototype. This is so hype. I'm going to spend $140 on it. You get it, and Godzilla's eyeballs printed on his asshole.
Yeah.
Not that that's ever happened, but it's gotten to that point where it's like, look at 2014. What the fuck were you doing with those goddamn teeth? What the fuck were you doing with those goddamn eyes?
What were you doing with that sculpt, dude? That wasn't even remotely close to what was on film. NECA was close, but no cigar, but it was better than Monster Arts, and Monster Arts wanted 4 times the price.
Monster Arts was like, oh, hey, it's not accurate, but it was sculpted by Yuji Sakai, so give us money.
That means anything.
It really doesn't. I'm sorry. I could care less.
You put that disgusting, burning piece of shit away. That is disgusting. You know it's disgusting. You put it. I repainted that because it was gross. That is a terrible Ichiban show figure. Bandai should be ashamed of that.
As soon as I saw the
I know you
stills,
cuddle with it.
as soon as I saw the stills, and in the original movie, the tail wasn't colored, I said, you know what? This
and then Alex brings out the Jax Pacific giant ass 2014. That's more accurate than the Monster Arts for half the price.
I should have got that when I saw it in Walmart. I should have
have
fucking
that
got
one.
it.
I actually gave it to my little brother.
You know, we're talking about 10 years. I had this baby for 10 years. It sits next to my big screen TV. I love this guy so much.
Such a good figure, dude. Such a good figure.
And in terms of like those giant figures like that, I mean, even Ultimate Godzilla from '98 was fucking dope. Like Trendmasters went in on that.
Also, quick comment from Godzilla 439. Thank you for watching this long. It's been 84 minutes. You're a
For
trooper.
real. Thank you.
Plus, SH Monster Arts mostly just does useless repaints. 100% agree. The Ava X Godzilla thing, Shins 2 and 3rd form, were some YouTube put stuff in the way. Chrome color, same weird darker repaint of 2019, which no one cares about. I agree. See, and here's the thing with Monster Arts 2. Oh, he's showing the 98. He's showing the 98.
Get that out my face. What you gotta do? Oh my god.
But that's the other thing with Monster Arts is they had it. There was a fat minute they had it. Like they're doing a comeback, it seems. I recently reviewed the newly repainted, retooled, re-released special decisive battle ass version of Space Godzilla. I paid $140, $160 for that figure. Worth the price? No. Damn good figure though. Dorsal plate paint, absolutely trash. The figure's good. And then yesterday, I got in the 1972 Monster Arts figure. At first, I was pissed because the leg was loose. I did a few adjustments on it, and now I'm like, it's not bad. But it was still $100. I feel like Monster Arts, with the way their quality is, which is on par with a $12 figure, they should just meet it down. You know, you lost the customer base. Bring us back. Lower your prices. But they don't want to do that because they release $130 Evolved Godzilla from the new movie, while Haya's like, yeah, $50. And then Monster Arts does a Kong figure.
Here's an
And sells the
obligatory
beast.
SH Monster Arts started at $50.
Monster Arts started at $50, but now I've literally paid $300 for one of their figures.
Yeah, it's
Like they're absolutely insane.
There is an explanation for all of that, though.
Bandai sucks.
Well, yes, they do, but Haya is located in China. If you are a company that is producing product like that in China, you get a very big cut on your factory costs. Bandai is in Japan, and material costs over there, if you look at some of their cheaper fucking figures, has gone way up. Their Ultra Kaiju and Ultra Hero series line, they're half painted. Literally, the front half of an arm is painted while the other half is not. So it's all cost effective. So when you look at something like Godzilla from Godzilla -1, Kyle from Super 7 actually described that thing as a miracle for only being $140 based on the tooling alone. Because you got to think about that. That's a very intricate figure. Whether it works or not, whether it looks great or not, that's intricate. That's somebody that needs to be paid to put it together, to paint it, to box it, the whole 9 yards.
I forgot I had that
So
on.
a lot of it's not just Bandai being the villain. It's also Bandai having to play the game that they were playing in the early 2000s with like much higher fucking prices on what they used to make it.
So,
An 8-inch Bandai movie monster series figure used to be $12, $15. Now one that's even bigger than that is fucking $45 to $50.
yeah. So what
Which
you're saying is the
could
competition
agree
is here?
with.
Are you saying that? Is it?
What?
Are you saying that there's now the competition is here? There's more. I mean, with the advent of fucking, you know, the digital printers or whatever the 3D
Yeah,
printers.
3D printers.
I mean, the competition is here now. Is that
Yeah, but
is that what you're trying to say?
But that's
Well, the competition
thing.
is here, but it's almost like an unfair comparison because Haya has an edge over Bandai. Bandai just has, we've been that toy company for however long we've existed. It's going to have its core buyers no matter what. And whether we all agree with it or not, there are people out there who just don't like Haya. Oh, it's too stiff. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like that.
It's okay to be wrong. I'm just saying.
Well, no, some people, like, it's valid.
It can be, But the discussions I've had are Monster Arts is better than Haya because XYZ, and I'm like, okay, X, Y, and Z. Price, get out of here. Oh, well, Yuji Sakai sculpted it. Yeah, and I swear to God to this day, you're talking about... I know, but you're talking about material and everything, and I'm like, no, I think half the budget is just to pay Yuji Sakai because this asshole made a name for himself somehow. I know how. We've discussed it before. But I'm just saying, he gets half the budget because they have to pay him out, so he does the sculpt, and then they fuck it up with the paint and the QC. And that's the problem with Bandai, is we can make the argument, yes, the material costs and everything, but then the QC department shows up, they look at it, but they have cataracts in their eyes while they're looking at it, and they're like, it's good.
Like Scar King.
Meanwhile, the eyes on the asshole.
They're all Scar King.
Like Scar King.
Like, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. But, you know, it's just like, there is this, like, one-sided argument going on where it's just like Bandai is the villain of, like, hobby collecting. Bandai, you know, does this on purpose. They're greedy. And it's like, when you look at it from a business standpoint, what they're doing is what, if Haya got allocated to Japan, I'm sorry, you're going to start paying $100 for a Godzilla figure. That's just it. And the only reason why Bandai is now seemingly, quote unquote, because I don't believe it for a second, quote unquote, upping their game, it's like, listen, these are promo photos. We've been fooled by promo photos from Tamashii Nations for decades now, or a decade plus. It's like, relax. But again, I don't think Bandai are this horrible fucking, like, dictator over figure collecting, because whether they like it or not, Haya is getting sold in Japan. It's happening, and it's taking money away from them.
You know,
Well,
wait,
not
real
only
quick.
that, Okay.
It's funny because what I'm hearing is something I used to see on all my toys when I was growing up. Are you saying it's cheaper because it's made in China?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And the quality is fucking there. What the fuck? All right.
Well, yeah.
It's a Chinese company. That's
Well,
the difference. It's not an
I'm-
American company that was made in China, where they could you know, cut costs and fucking, like,
No.
get away with having lesser quality. It's an actual Chinese company being oversaw by the Chinese government. Even.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, you know what? The majority of their original line is the Monsterverse, which they have a huge cut in, and it's like, yo, make this shit accurate, and cheap, and they'll buy
This
it.
is why I say these days, you know, back in 2014, bring this all around to the 10-year anniversary. Back in 2014, we were all like, yeah, this is our new American Godzilla. He's no longer the American Godzilla. He's China Godzilla.
Oh my
Stop
God,
it.
he's
I don't
not
want to talk about that.
He's not even
But-
Japan's Godzilla. He's not even Toho's Godzilla. God, no.
But back to the Bandai Monster Arts part is, we have seen Monster Arts and Bandai do better with, like, their Ultraman stuff, with their Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, with Dragon Ball Z stuff. We've seen them do better than what Tamashii does with Godzilla. And Rob, you and me have talked about it many times. It's just, it comes off as like, why
don't
do you
care
give a
about
fuck?
Godzilla.
Yeah, they don't care about Godzilla. They give a fuck more about Gamera than Godzilla, and that's
No.
fine.
Listen. It's not Bandai. You look at movie monster series, Shin Ultraman, beautiful, lovely. You look at movie monster series Gamera, Heisei and Showa, beautiful, lovely. You look at Shin fucking Kamen Rider, a humanoid figure, decked out in paint applications, details, shit I wasn't even fucking expecting because of my prior experiences with the movie monster series. What's the outlier there? None of them are owned by fucking Toho.
Yeah, that's true. And if it is Toho telling them to cut costs or whatever, fine, but that doesn't explain Haya.
You know what? That's
Other than China.
Let me just say this. How much money was Godzilla -1 made for?
15 million.
15 million allegedly, right?
13.
That's cheap as shit. That's cheap as shit. How do you think they're going to be talking about their friggin' figures? How do you think they're going to be? What kind of money do you think they're tossing at their figures? Look at the state of the movie monster series with Godzilla. It's so wishy-washy. We've seen more half-painted tails on figures that deserve a fully painted tail versus the other. And look at Godzilla Evolved. Oh yeah, he's got a painted tail. He's off gray. He has no claws. He has no toe paint. None of that. All the hallmarks of having something on a Godzilla figure is not present there. And the most fantastical argument is, oh, well, it's because his spines are glowing and it cancels out all the color.
Oh my god, that's stupid.
The front door. No. But that's just my point. And every time I say it, it seems like people are just like, what are you talking about? But it's like, this is what I'm noticing. It's like Shin Ultraman, fantastic. Some of the kaiju, yeah, but still better. Gamera, Kadokawa doesn't have the power of a Godzilla figure. So Godzilla figure's on the shelf in Japan. Maybe, yeah, like it's just instant money. But with Gamera, they gotta try a bit harder. Because Gamera isn't in, like, you know, the public eye as much as Godzilla is.
Not at all.
I mean,
Not at all.
They know he is, but they...
even if it's not painted.
So, real quick, I just think we just got the most badass compliment in the chat. Godzilla 439 was saying, y'all are cursing and speaking your mind without worrying about saying anything controversial and are staying true to yourselves. Don't lose that.
Whoa. Can I speak on that real quick?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been doing this podcast for about 10 years and we don't fucking lose that. So Godzilla 439, if you want to subscribe, please do. I'd appreciate that. It ain't here. All this is about, I get my peoples together so we can talk about shit we love, Godzilla, and other geek shit on the random off topics, but we will never ever lose our identity. Even in that one time when there was a crisis of identity, when I was like, yo guys, we shouldn't curse. We should not curse, and maybe the algorithm will get better. That was a long time ago.
That was.
Yeah, we don't do that shit no more. Fuck that. Let's go.
Dude,
Let's
I
go.
remember that too. In that same podcast, I said fuck 3 times. Me too. I was so trying to watch it, but you know, we drink and we have fun. But listen,
That's the problem.
Rob, I think we're on the same page. I think we're all on the same page. Monster arts, you know, material costs and everything. Is Bandai the big bad? I agree with you. I don't think so. But at the same time, I do have that 95 Ichiban Burning Godzilla, and I do think Bandai's the bad guy for that.
Why?
That shit hurts.
Why?
Look at it. Look how disgusting that is. It's the tone of black on the tail and the body don't even fucking match. They're 2 different shades.
What are you
They're
talking
2 different
about?
shades.
No.
They're 2 different shades.
No. They're going for the glowing look, so it's dark hair. It's fine. It's good.
Listen, Bandai is not the bad guy. Toho is. Toho is literally the film studio equivalent of Nintendo. We don't like Toho as a company in this fucking podcast, all right? We love Godzilla. We don't like Toho as a company.
Grandpa, get that shit off your head.
Well,
God damn it, I love him.
Grandpa, stop it.
The thing about Toho is that they're very cheap. They've always been cheap. Every Godzilla film, from Shin Godzilla, Final Wars to whatever, you know, and it makes it. They have to find these amazing directors to come up with something amazing, to use that budget to make something beautiful. And I'm glad that at least for Shin Godzilla and -1, that the directors were able to make that budget work somehow.
I love the fact that we talk about these low ass budgets when -1 probably had like one of the highest budgets of a Godzilla movie made by Toho.
Yeah, for real. Was it? It was higher than Shin, right?
How much was Shin? How much was the budget for Shin?
About the same.
Oh shit. You know what? And I think you know what? I think the problem with that's coming out wrong. I don't want it to sound. This is not me.
See, here's the crazy thing. Final Wars had a similar size budget too.
Wait, that was all Summation. that went to Kitamura.
That went to all the suits though.
That went to all
Listen,
the
Shin Godzilla's terrible.
No. Listen,
Were we talking about Shin Godzilla?
I think where in America where Shin Godzilla and well fuck -1, I think it came out at the right time. It was 10 years.
50 mil.
Huh?
It's 8.
Listen,
Oh, that's not
Hanna-Barbera Godzilla needs a comeback. That's all I'm saying. Hanna-Barbera, come on.
So Shin was actually made for around 8 mil, so a little bit cheaper.
Okay, a little bit cheaper. I mean, yeah.
Well, when we count inflation, what would that be now?
Not 100 million. Because remember, it was a very limited release out here. I don't know what it did in Japan. I'm only counting what it did in America. Here it did 100 million.
It did very, very well in Japan.
Shin did real good
in attendance. Like,
yeah,
I think that's in the top 5 most attended Godzilla movies in Japan, which is bonkers.
But
listen,
it makes one of the most attended Godzilla movies since King Kong versus Godzilla.
But it makes sense.
I remember that.
It makes
real quick, before we get into it, Jay Rowlerson in the chat just complimented me. He watched my review of the 95 and he's like, dude, you saved me money.
See, we're gonna move
Thank you.
Look at the ego on that guy. You would think his name is Taz.
It's
Taz. Oh, sorry. No, in regards to Shin Godzilla making the crazy bucks in Japan, I think, look, in Japan and America, 2 different cultures do things differently, but there's an underground, right? There is an underground in Japan that they're bucking the system. We are all out, balls out, hanging out. We don't give a fuck. Look at JR, for instance. That motherfucker every fucking Saturday goes out on a boat with a motherfucking flag up his ass. Literally, buck ass naked. Because we could get away with that shit here in America. Whereas in Japan, it's very conservative, very reserved. So there's this, like, underground that's like, nah, man, you know what? They trying to hold us down. And I'm not saying this, God, I don't want to get political. It's not China.
Quick.
It's not China saying go see GXK. Right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's this dude made a very poignant movie for the time, used Godzilla, took what the atomic age did for 54 and used what Fukushima did for 2016, right? And said, going forth, this is it. And made a very politically charged movie. And in Japan, it works so well because they lived there. They lived it. And the younger generation is like, yo, they support the shit out of it. Now, that being said, I don't know because I don't live there and I'm not. I don't get into the politics. I don't know if Toho was told, "Hey, yo, don't do that shit again." Okay, we'll go back to 54, and then they made that movie. They made -1 next, which again, look what it's done. It made buku bucks out here.
-1 was mostly Toho hiring Yamazaki to make a Godzilla movie, and Yamazaki going, finally, I could finally do what I wanted to do.
And I don't
Real quick, I have to touch upon the flag at my ass. I'll have you know that a fish bit my right nipple tit.
I'm glad to know that information.
At the same time, bro.
Listen, I gamer poop. Skyrim, I fucking love that shit. And I hit my mic.
I don't know what to say to that. I'll be honest.
I think we're all
my left nipple tit.
Back to the speaking of
I
the
mean, Goji is often a great Goji. I do agree, Jay Rollerson. If Godzilla doesn't feel like he has weight, doesn't feel like Godzilla, There we go. GXK floating. It doesn't work.
You know, even though this has been a platinum era for the franchise, you know what we've been missing?
What? Godzuki.
A video game.
A video game? That's true.
Love your segue. Love your
Video game.
segue. Love
Save
it.
the Earth 2.
I love the segue almost as much as I miss my left nipple tit.
And why?
We still don't have the Godzilla and Kong and Shaquille O'Neal, Papa John's tie-in.
Yeah, come on, Shaq! I want your juicy Shaq meat.
Hold up,
I'm gonna be
hold up.
controversial here, and I'm gonna say it. MonsterVerse is complete fucking crap until that fucking ends. They're all bad. They all suck.
Yep,
There you go.
Hold up.
it's done. It's over.
Shaq
King
Fu.
Ghidorah, vegan pizza, loser. Sorry.
You're telling me Shaq Fu X Godzilla X Kong? Come on. It writes itself.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley for
That's
Godzilla?
insane.
That's the dream.
Digitally impose Shaq into fucking Hollow Earth with Kong and Godzilla sharing a pizza. Throwing Dr. Pepper in there for good measure.
Good lord.
Kong likes marinara sauce. Godzilla likes fucking garlic sauce.
Pineapple.
Scar King. You have Scar King and Shimu eating Pizza Hut, sad and lonely.
Dude, right here. The marinara monkey sauce and the goji sauce. Oh, God. John, pick me the fuck up.
I love it.
Papa John's doesn't sell Dr. Pepper. They only sell Pepsi products.
Yeah, well, that's not part of the major idea. I was just saying that as a nod. It doesn't need to happen because I need Shaq, Godzilla, and Kong on screen eating pizza together.
Shaq would do
That's
it too.
all I care about.
Listen, Shaq could do it. Well,
Shaq would do it.
yo, but he's got to do it soon because TNT is losing the NBA and is going to NBC, and that's Universal, which used to own Kong back in the day. I digress.
I swear to God.
Why? I'm just saying. You know, the reason why I say it is because they did a Godzilla versus Kong match on wrestling on TNT, which is also the home of the NBA.
They did.
So I'm just saying right now. Like I should be watching basketball.
And
fucking Knicks are on. The Knicks are on.
And it was on wrestling, and the guy messed up. The announcer messed up, and it was on Botchamania, and I laughed my ass off because the co-host was asking questions, and the main host was just ignoring him. Watch Botchamania. Shit's hilarious.
What the fuck does that
Video
mean
games.
on anything we were just talking about?
The GX Con! What are you talking about? The GXK fucking promotional shit. I'm gonna grab your nipple.
Not my left one. I need it.
Not the left one, no. No, those are still sensitive.
No, but games. Video games. What the hell just happened
Video
this
games. We 10 years, and all we've gotten was the PS4 video game.
week?
What are we doing?
Hank.
Save the Earth 2, man. Save the Earth 2.
Well,
Why haven't we gotten remasters of the Pipeworks trilogy yet, Toho?
Those things don't need a remaster. Those things need a full-on remake.
a full-on remake. I agree. In this day and age where we get nothing but remakes, that deserves. And honestly, here's the deal: you could put those 3 games out remade for $60 fucking bucks, and people will swallow that shit.
Oh,
They
absolutely.
will.
Because it's the best of both worlds. You're going to have the nostalgic people for it, and you're going to have the newer people for it. Nostalgia sells, unfortunately, a little too much these days, and people want a Godzilla tournament fighter.
They do?
That's all there is to it. Like, you can't deny it. A better part of the Godzilla franchise's identity is monster battles. So, come on.
So let me ask you
Like-
this. Because here's my thing. I really did enjoy those games, right? I don't think I played the third one. I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't think I did.
You're not missing much.
Nah.
But the first one, Destroy All Monsters Melee, that was a day one buy on my GameCube.
Absolutely.
Because again,
Absolutely.
like the last Godzilla game I played was Super Godzilla, and it was different. And I remember the first couple of times I played it, I was like, I don't understand it. And the last time I played it, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. This is fun. Oh, no, I'm lying. It wasn't even that. It was the Dreamcast games. Oh, boy. Oh, Godzilla Generation.
Godzilla Generation.
Yeah.
Dreamcast, Super Godzilla better.
Yeah, yeah. So, Destroy All Monsters Melee, I was like, oh, shit. Street Fighter with Godzilla. Okay. And I can pick up a building and throw it at this motherfucker. Okay. If they were to remaster it, and I know y'all not going to agree with me, I want the Bandai sprites from the PS4 games. It's the only way I buy it. It's the only way
Those
I buy
are good sprites, dude.
No. Those models are gorgeous. I will never
Fantastic.
knock the PS4 game for their models. They are absolutely fantastic. That game sucks, though.
The thing
Yeah.
is, in the GameCube and whoever Save the Earth and Destroy All Monsters looked great for the time. Like those models back then.
They still look great. I have Saved the Earth for the original Xbox. Fantastic looking.
I play Save the Earth on my PS2. It still looks great. Sure, it doesn't look as good as the Xbox version, but it still looks good.
Yo, we should play online on emulator someime. Get that.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, those
Hell yeah.
servers are down. But oh yeah, emulator, that might make sense. I can't, nah. I can't. Like, after that Bandai
No,
fucking
see,
game
here's the
came
thing.
out,
Here's
I
the
was
thing.
like,
You
Godzilla.
have the adapter. The PS2 version's online still works.
Oh, shit. Oh, I
Is
didn't
it
know that.
really?
I have it for the PS2, so you're sitting here convincing me.
Yeah, I'm sitting here convincing you. 1v1 me.
Listen,
Maybe
real
you
quick,
should
I still want to thank chat. You guys are great. You guys are talking. We're chatting in the chat. If you want to chat in the chat's up. We can chat away. Chat.
No, as much as I would like and love a new Godzilla Tournament Fighter, we did just get Giga Bash DLC.
Which looks really good. It does. It really does. But you know what's missing? Tank.
What?
Tank is missing. We need Tank. We need Tank. God dang it, motherfucker.
No, I want my monsters to do flips and shit and fucking throw buildings at each other and,
This is the
do
problem.
wrestling and karate moves.
So check this
This
out.
is- yeah.
This morning, I texted the group chat and I said, "Hey, does Giga Bash have arcade mode, single player modes, anything like that?" I knew it didn't have story
Yeah.
modes for the DLC, but I was like, "Does it have anything where I can play by myself in DLC?" Gams responded, but I was already watching an entire run through of Godzilla arcade mode, and I was like, "That's dope." But I'm not shelling out $24 for the base game and then $10 extra for this, because here's the deal. I'm not only going to shell $10 out for that, for the original DLC, but I'm going to get the Ultraman one and the new one. So that's, what, 24, 34, 54, $64 I'm not spending on this
That's how
game.
much
Well,
a brand
well,
new full game is nowadays.
The Hedera and Ghidorah DLC is only $6.
All right, so I'm
It's
not,
not 10.
so I'm not spending $60. I was like, I can't. You know what it is? I'm not a big fan of, and it's just me. I'm not a big fan of the oh my God, Smash Brothers style. You know,
Yeah.
like I did look, and again, I get it. I am in the minority. I did enjoy the tank controls of that Bandai game because I felt
I
like
couldn't get into it.
no, and I get it.
couldn't.
No, I'll tell you this: the fucking using the fucking the bumpers or L1.
Yeah, you use the bumpers to turn.
Yeah, that sucks. What the fuck do we have the fucking joysticks for? I digress.
And it sucks extra because strafing in that game is useless.
100%. 100%. I agree. I do. But I liked it because I felt the movies, man. I felt them. Whereas with the arcade games,
You felt Heisei.
yes, that's what it is. No, you're right. You're right. My bias got the better of me, Camps. I'm sorry. You're right. You're 100% right. Call me out. Shout me out. Kick me in my nuts.
PS4 and Heisei feeling, and the Pipeworks trilogy and Gigabass is Showa.
Yeah.
Come back to Showa. Come to the Showa side.
No, I totally get where G1's coming from. As close as the PS4 Godzilla was to truly feeling like a Godzilla movie, it wasn't quite there for me, but I do want a realistic-ish, like, your Godzilla. The only criticism I ever had with that game is if I had the ability to block oncoming attacks, I wouldn't fucking rage quit it.
True.
Other than that,
button,
like, it's damn close.
Well, that's
And
what I like about
maybe-
Pipeworks,
maybe
at least you can
actually,
block
you know-
and jump out of the way and stuff.
Yeah, and I like the
And-
Pipeworks games too, yeah.
and maybe actually, not have it level based and actually have it be open world. That would be nice, man.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that's an
Teamwork
interesting one
Forward,
because
yes.
I would love, like, so when they said God of Destruction, I truly meant, hey, you're Godzilla, you don't gotta worry about monsters unless you want to add them in to fight later, but you could just go destroy a city.
What?
Toho,
What?
it prints money,
It prints
but
money.
you just are stupid.
It's a $20 game. It's a $20 game. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a $20 game. Let's go. I'd buy it 3 times. I'd buy it on every fucking system I own. I buy it.
What do you think I do and fucking destroy all humans? I run around and destroy the city. I get endless goat simulator. I go around and terrorize human civilization. Godzilla the game. I destroy humanity as a giant monster. It's that simple. What are you doing? Get it together.
Get it together, Toho.
Seriously, it's embarrassing.
Honestly, Super
You
Godzilla.
embarrass me.
Give the Gigabass team a little bit of time, and who knows, maybe they'll add that as a mode.
And I see that.
Because it's not just DLC that they're adding to the game, they're
Yeah.
actively improving upon it. So who's to say? Who's to say?
And I
Yeah, because
see
like
that.
they put out 3 patches with new modes and shit on it for free.
And honestly, it's a
City
gorgeous game.
destruction mode. Let's get to it.
It's a gorgeous game. Oh god damn! See, Rob, you fucked me up because I was in a train of thought, and then you hit me with Gigabash, and I was like, yeah, no, that's right. A God of Destruction mode. No, you're right. A God of Destruction mode in Godzilla, $20 game across the platforms. It makes the sense. It's all about the models, man. Keep the Gigabash. When I was watching the Gigabash thing this morning. What I fucking loved was when you start off, right, before the match starts, you hear this Godzilla roar, and it's 1989. It's 1989. I know
It
exactly the roar. And I'm like, oh my god, that is dope. It is dope. The model is gorgeous. The cityscapes are gorgeous. The levels are gorgeous. You know, the certain original kaiju that I watched them play against, I was like, I would love to see the Gigan, the Hedorah, the King Ghidorah that's now there, the Mechagodzilla, all that shit. And I'm like, damn, yeah, no, that's what I want from my Godzilla game. This is it. But fuck me, man. Like, give me a God of Destruction mode where I can go through the
They
city.
did a poll. They did a poll not too long ago asking what people want, and the thing that got voted the most was a dedicated Godzilla game.
Yeah.
So is Toho, would Toho give that a go? Like, would they greenlight that?
I mean, they already greenlighted the DLC. Well, I don't see why not.
I mean, because it's like a full-fledged Godzilla game, and now Toho goes, okay, we gave you DLC, but hold up. You talking full-fledged? Let's get Bandai on the line real quick.
Ugh.
Bandai doesn't know. Bandai only owns the toy rights. They don't own the video game rights anymore.
No, they lost them.
After that Versus game, they lost the rights to make Godzilla games.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why the PS4 game's like $300.
Yeah, because it's no longer part of their copyright. So you're technically owning something that's dead, kinda.
But I can still
Oh,
play
yeah.
it.
own
putting that right.
things.
But I can still play it.
This is true.
And that's the best part.
Yes, we
Yeah, you can
can.
still play it.
Yeah,
PS5
and
exists.
as long as you have a PS Plus account, you can still play online. It's
Oh.
a peer-to-peer. It doesn't have servers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That see, and that's the thing. I don't like multiplayer shit because I got my ass kicked. When I was younger, I was like, oh man, this shit.
To be fair though, how badass would it be that got a destruction mode where you can just destroy shit, and you could like, hey, fucking RJ, we don't have to fight each other. You just want to get in a match, and we'll both destroy the fucking city. You could be Godzilla, King Ghidorah, fucking Muto. We just do that. That would be so much. Up to 4 players, we just destroy a city. What?
That is literally like the MO for the Godzilla PS4 online mode, right? Like, you're considered a dick if you go and start fighting right away. You have to destroy the city with the other players first.
Dude,
because that's stuff that we've always wanted.
But that's how I play the game. I go in and there's a monster. No, I go this way. I gotta destroy this. I gotta break that.
Yeah.
There's a bridge in my way. I want to make sure I destroy that. Oh, now I'm coming to you, you son of a bitch. Hedorah is a son of a bitch in that game. In the motherfucking oil refinery, Hedorah pisses me off, especially if he's bigger. And I'm
you
like,
know what's
son of a
funny
bitch.
though? But because playing as Hedorah isn't nearly as like power fantasy as it would be if you actually like fought Hedorah. Like Hedorah, when you fight him, is stronger when you play as him.
Exactly. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 2-hour mark. Holy shit. I honestly don't believe that, as late as we started, we got to the 2-hour mark. But we are here, 2 hours in the live stream. Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Listen. We need more Hanna-Barbera merch.
Mondo is like
we need Hanna-Barbera physically.
Yes, we do.
They're dead.
Oh my God, Toho, you put out the whole series on YouTube for free. I love you for that. Put it on a fucking disc.
Really? Is that it? Okay.
They released volume 1 and 2 back in the day. It wasn't the full seasons.
Okay.
It wasn't the full seasons. No. Volume 1 was like the first 5 episodes, and volume 2 was like the subsequent, like with all 3 volumes, the 3rd volume being the most rare, you have the entire first season of 13 episodes.
Hanna-Barbera, if you had to choose, the only one could be made. Hanna-Barbera or Godzilla the series?
Godzilla the series.
Hanna-Barbera. It's a classic.
I mean, yeah, okay, caveats. If the Godzilla the series only came with Godzilla, cool. And if Hanna-Barbera only came with Godzilla, cool. I'd choose Godzilla the series. But if Hanna-Barbera, you also got the chance to get a Godzuki figure, yeah, I'm going with Hanna-Barbera.
I'm gonna say this: I like Godzilla the series more. Just
that's fair, but Godzilla the series, I own it physically, the complete series.
I own that shit twice.
Right? Yeah. No. What I'm trying to say,
that series, the way Godzilla was portrayed in that, should have been '98, and I would have loved it much better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that's the beauty of that show. That's why I would lean more Godzilla the series. You could buy Hanna-Barbera because in the movie, all right, we got this creature, we got the beast from 20,000 Fathoms. But then we got the spin-off show, and it was like, no, all right, that's Godzilla. That's Godzilla. It had all the mannerisms. That was Godzilla.
No, and I get that. For me, the Hanna-Barbera show, because A, it's a classic, and B, dude, it's Hanna-Barbera. Like, come on. The original Scooby-Doo, what are we doing?
It was
right there.
It's just
Hanna-Barbera has the better theme song, though. Let's be honest.
Up from the depths, 30 stories.
Oh man, that's not even right.
I don't know about all that.
Me neither. I'm sorry. Look, listen. You know why the fucking Godzilla series worked so well? Because they didn't have lyrics. It was an old school throwback to the original Godzilla. And a banger, god dang it. Good lord.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing.
Still hits to this day.
That series made me appreciate just the design of '98 so much more. So much more.
I was so
I'm just
mad.
saying.
Plus, we got some cool looking monsters out of that series too.
I mean, the Monster Wars trilogy is like the greatest homage to Destroy All Monsters until Final Wars came out.
I agree. And then we had
Yeah.
Cyberzilla was awesome.
Cyber Godzilla is so fucking cool.
Make a figure
No!
of that.
No!
I'll buy it.
No!
Cyber Godzilla.
No!
Okay,
No!
okay.
No!
Lucas-
No!
Broke him.
No!
Cruz, my partner Cruz just pointed out something that I loved. He just said that the 98 intro theme reminded him of the Hulk 90s intro theme.
It does.
Does anybody else feel that? I felt
yes.
that.
Yes.
The sad walking away song?
No!
Not the sad walk away, the
90s,
cartoon.
90s.
The Incredible Hulk opening of the 90s. Does anyone not remember that?
Oh, I do.
I don't remember that cartoon. I didn't watch those Marvel cartoons back then. I
It's in the
refuse.
same continuity as the X-Men cartoon and the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, no, I refuse to watch. Look, X-Men 97, watch. Everybody, I implore you, go watch. It's fantastic shit. It's the best thing Marvel has done since... So here's the deal.
Yo, you know what? I just messaged it to you so you can see it.
I'm going to watch it.
The 90s.
X-Men 97 is the best thing Marvel has done since
Since Endgame.
Secret Wars. Since Infinity War. Because I don't count the Spider-Man movie because they used the Sony stuff, but I digress. What I'm trying
X-Men
to say,
97 is amazing.
my no's to Cyber Godzilla is not a slight to Cyber Godzilla. I love Cyber Godzilla. My no's is because when the Godzilla Compendium came out, which was before Cyber Godzilla came out, I took an image from Godzilla vs. Mothra in that compendium, and I drew it. And then I took Kano from Mortal Kombat, and I did that to Godzilla. I gave him the cybernetic eye, and I made a Cyber Godzilla, and I had a whole story set up. And then, about a year later, I saw that shit on the fucking show, and I was like, oh no. And I hated it, but I loved it because they brought back the original Godzilla, and I was like, I totally get it.
Listen.
But they stole my idea.
Listen,
Even
Cyber
with-
Godzilla
even
was
with
Kiryu
atomic
before
breath.
Kiryu. Listen, Cyber
true.
Godzilla was Kiryu before Kiryu was Kiryu, and he's a better Kiryu than Kiryu.
And he is getting a figure made.
Oh,
Is Cyber getting a figure?
YMSF.
What?
Yeah, he's doing Godzilla the series.
it's
like,
bought.
yeah, I think in its entirety.
It's
I
bought.
think.
It is.
Oh my
Oh, if he-
god.
boy.
You know, let's actually make
I'm
that.
going to nut.
It's just getting
Listen.
a hold of YMSF figures a pain in the
Listen.
butt.
Actually, apparently
Yeah.
they made a Cyber Godzilla figurine.
I'm
Yeah,
Cyber Godzilla.
Trendmasters technically did. It just never came out.
My ass is Cyber Godzilla.
Yeah, there's prototypes out there, but they're expensive.
Yeah, I own a few.
Yeah,
I don't know
you.
shit. I don't collect
Yeah.
figures.
See, you
Oh,
should, this is
serious
why
to
you
talk
should.
about.
This is why you, before you rob Alex, you should stop by and rob.
How do
because-
you think I'm gonna rob Alex? I'm gonna be staying at Rob's house.
You're not
Shit.
staying at my house.
I'm staying at your house.
Rob,
You're
here
not
you go.
staying at my house.
I'm messaging to you.
I promise I won't rob you, Rob. Is it because I said I'd poop in your bathtub? That's it, isn't it?
No.
It's because I'm Italian, isn't it?
No, what the
By the way, did anyone ever get the Godzilla Hanna-Barbera figurine?
The Mondo one.
Yeah, the Mondo one. I'm saving up to get one because it's still available and I really want it.
I want to get it, but it's the size that kills me because for the price, it's not big. It's really not that big for 130.
120.
120. How big is it?
It's about like 7-ish inches without the stand.
It should have been 12. 12 would have been a good size.
Yeah, definitely $12. I would have paid $12 for it. It's fucking green. It's 2 colors, and you want $140.
It's not even
It's all
painted
about the
either.
brand, my guy.
Listen, it's not even painted either. Like the green, that's just the plastic, and the green on the
Listen.
dorsal plates, that's separate plastic.
Side tangent, Mondo are a bunch of fucking frauds. They're hack frauds, okay? Their figures are way too expensive for what they are, and their vinyls, don't even fucking get me started. Bought Silent Hill 1 through 4. Vinyl. Every single one of those records are fucking warped. Mondo are hacks. They can't make figures, they can't make vinyls. What the fuck can they do except charge me a shit ton of money for crap?
Listen. Those Godzilla Kong figures went out so fucking fast. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because a bunch of fucking idiots bought them. They're gonna be back in stock in 3 days. I
No,
guarantee
they're
it.
not. They were only limited to 500 Godzillas and 400 Kongs.
Ooh.
That's stupid. That's so stupid. I get why they're doing it. I get it. But it's stupid because what are they? Stupid.
It's supposed to look like old marmots.
Listed companies.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I never even understood the marmot collecting. I won't get into it. I'm like, you guys want cheap-looking figures that are like $500? Okay, I'll just
Only
collect
$500 after they're sold out.
Yeah.
They started 60.
I got my Super 7 marmots. I mean, I love those.
Those aren't marmots. They're Marushan.
I don't give a
Yeah, they're
Oh yeah,
marmots.
Martian. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
They're
you're right.
ramen noodles.
Hey, the fact of the matter is they're dope and they're on my wall. Real quick though, since we're still talking figures, and I did want to get into this. Those Mezcos.
Yo, I've got things to say.
Those 5-point figure Mezcos drive me absolutely wild. Like, I fucking love them. I do. The first ones I got, I pre-ordered a year before they came out. And this was, again, I didn't know what Big Bad Toy Store was. I didn't do these things. I got my figures at conventions or comic book stores. The ones that had them, right? Those comic book stores. So when the Destroy All Monsters set came out, I was like, I need that. And it wasn't even because of Godzilla or King Ghidorah or fucking Rodan. It was because there was a Minya, there was a Baragon, there was a Gorosaurus. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I gotta get this. And I got both of them. And they came finally after a year after a pre-order, and I loved them. I fucking loved them. And then they did the Mechagodzilla 74 with King Caesar and Mechagodzilla with all these accessories, and it was like, what? And a Hedorah one with all this
I still
shit.
need to get
What? Which one?
the Mechagodzilla set. I have
Hey.
every one except for the Mechagodzilla set.
I'm just gonna say I got a killer deal on that Mechagodzilla set. $40.
Yeah, that's a fucking
That's
steal.
so dope.
That's a steal.
$40. That's beyond a fucking steal,
Yeah,
dude.
because-
Brand new, by the way.
Yeah, MSR.
25% off sale. Same day as well. Got the Haya 2021 translucent dorsal plate for $40.
Yeah, because
It was $80.
MSRP on those fucking Mezco, especially that one, is $60. So you get it for 40. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah, no, it was a fantastic deal, and they're great. I have to because I haven't reviewed them yet. So people that are watching, that are subscribed to my channel, you get early thoughts here because it is coming next week.
But if you
Those are
subscribe to
fucking
this
awesome.
channel right now because you're listening to this podcast, you'll
Get
get
it all.
you'll get those reviews tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Sunday. And I'm lying because I don't do toy reviews, but I'm gonna do it. You know
doesn't?
why? Because I'm
But I'm just
I'm not gonna
saying.
do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Those.
No,
Dude,
you
that
can,
Mechagodzilla
we
set.
can review
Beautiful.
them on an episode of Go Figure, you know?
we
we
could.
gotta bring that shit back again, Yams. I mean, fuck. What are we doing?
But no,
What are you doing?
those figures are fucking phenomenal. King Caesar is so well sculpted. He cut my finger. I was trying to move him, pinched my finger. I was bleeding for like 3 days.
Hey, I wanted to talk
Oh,
to you
shit.
about that. I didn't have that problem because you warned me. Hedorah is one of those figures. You could kill
Yeah.
a motherfucker with that figure. You could kill him. You could kill somebody.
Hedorah is so solid. You could cave someone's skull in with that fucking thing.
You could cave someone's skull in. You could cut their throat. That thing is solid and sharp. And I was like, oh, okay, I see you. Okay, but what I'm trying to get to is.
Did you look into the Ultraman 5 XL set?
Yeah. Last Saturday when we did that, you broke my bank.
I really am not interested in your brown eye, dude.
But no, seriously, that 74 set, G1, I think we feel the same way. Fantastic. Especially for the price. If you paid MSRP, you got a good deal like me, dude. Solid figures, solid accessories. I'm sad. I love the Destroy All Monsters line. Didn't pick up the Hedra set yet. Wait until next week. But the Mecha Godzilla one, it was beautiful. It was like, if that's how they're ending the Godzilla line, the 5 points line with Godzilla, they ended it on a really high note.
That's what hurts me. And honestly, I was talking to Rob earlier today, Rob, and we were talking about this 5 point thing. And you had your opinions on what should have come next. If they did not end this, Robin, what were you saying?
I was saying a Final Wars set would have been the best fucking thing they could have done.
Why you break my soul?
Why do you give me hope?
You hurt me just now.
I'm sorry, but like that was the first thing that came to mind when I was talking to one of my friends here on YouTube. We were just like, yeah, I know, surprising. I'm Italian after all. But we were just like tossing it like back and forth, and it's like, okay, well, they gave us this Destroy All Monsters set in 2 parts. Just do Final Wars in 4 or 5 parts.
Yes.
And honestly, even like you guys know I don't like Final Wars. I love the monsters though, except for Godzilla. And I would kill to have 5 points of Final Wars rostered top to bottom.
Oh yes.
And that would have been so cool, man. It's just seems like Mezco's done.
Or what?
We haven't heard or seen anything. Their last major slew of announcements, Godzilla wasn't mentioned at all. And that's a pretty steep wait.
A big difference.
See,
and I was hoping we would see more Showa, more Heisei. I would have loved the Shin Godzilla set because I am cool. But
what is that?
We get
it. Looks like a Gashapon.
It's
it might be a bootleg Gashapon actually.
Yeah, I think it might be. It's bootleg. It's bootleg.
Make it focus. It's Godzilla 98.
Yeah.
Yeah. This 5 points. This 5 points in a fucking Final Wars. Oh God.
Look at that.
Just give it to me.
Lego.
That's what I want.
Baby Godzilla.
I agree.
As soon as you said that earlier today, I was like, my God, that is because I'm over here thinking, I'm not even thinking that far ahead. I'm like, oh my God, we could do a fucking Megalon and we could have Jet Jaguar and Gigan. Like, come on.
Exactly.
And you could do a lot with Jet Jaguar. Big, small, flying, walking. It'd be perfect.
Absolutely. Because
that would make me nut.
That's all
I mean,
right.
they should have done figurines for Jet Jaguar because they had the short less than a year ago.
Yeah, I'm really confused by the Mezco's thinking. Like, I get the Destroy All Monsters because no one except X Plus has done it. And then they did the Hedra set, which, okay, it came out around the time the Monster Arts Hedra came out, so I had to pick and choose. I picked the Monster Arts because, fuck, that's a good figure. All 3 of the figures it comes with. And then the 74 Godzilla set.
There's 3 figures in that box?
Yeah. There's Hedra, flying form Hedra, and then you could have either little worm Hedra, like the really small tadpole looking one, or muck head Hedra. That's 3 figures in one.
I'm opening that son of a bitch tomorrow.
I'm telling you for you to open it.
Yeah,
and then they did the 74 set, which again, I completely understand, No Jet Jaguar, Godzilla, Gigan, Megalon. Mezco, I don't know if it's the licensing or what, but literally everyone the fuck else was doing shit.
That Mechagodzilla set, no, but that doesn't even correspond because the anniversary is this year.
Yeah.
And it's also the anniversary of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, so, Mezco, give me a Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster set.
But we already had, but we got those already with Destroy All Monsters. We got a Ghidorah, we got a Mothra, we got a Rodan. We got
Soshingeki Goji, not fucking, what the hell is that Godzilla design called?
Oh, Shushu Chijimori Ghidra, right?
Whatever.
I thought we were just saying things.
Kaiju Soshingeki is actually Destroy All Monsters' Japanese name.
You could just say Destroy All Monsters. Or damn.
Damn, Goji.
We just got some damn figures. Those Mezco damn figures.
I love them. I do. They are
they're
my
fantastic.
Damn number. I have my issues with them because, my set came fucked. But, that's just me. They all saw how fucked my set got.
I did.
Well, it's funny you say that because my Hedorah set, my Godzilla's, his left shoulder, the shit keeps popping. You put it a certain way, the shoulder pops out. So you got to pop back in and put it down. It was like,
oh no, mine's not like that kind of QC. Mine's paint. Mine's like like the entire face of the like bipedal stance Baragon, like that swappable head for Baragon. That his entire face is missing paint.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I kind of shied away from getting more 5-point sets at one point, because both of my damn sets had like really mid issues going on, especially for the price, because I think I paid $100 for both.
Wait, what?
They absolutely fixed it. They absolutely fixed it with Mothra and Hedorah set, and probably even the Mechagodzilla set. They absolutely fixed that issue, but the Destroy All Monsters set still rubbed me the wrong way.
So I paid $70 for both my Destroy All Monsters set.
I paid $85 directly from Mezco, and then it was another $20 for shipping from Mezco. So I was paying $100.
Okay.
And
I went through big bad.
Let's see, bad paint, the drying board that they use for like when they paint something to place it down. Half of it was still stuck to Angurus's alternate head. What? So there's literal felt on the opposite end of my Angurus's head. He's got chocolate-covered strawberry-ass fucking spikes on his back. Half of them are painted. The other half is just chocolate. Like, there was just too much going on.
Listen, what you're saying is too much. Chat has a question. Godzilla 439 wants to ask us 2 questions. First, would y'all pay $250 for a foot-long, fully articulated, fully painted, with accessories Varan?
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Okay. Also,
probably, yeah.
I would.
He's also curious how we feel about large, highly articulated Godzilla Lego sets.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Invest immediately.
Isn't it coming
to me now?
No.
I may not be a collector, but goddamn, Lego is
There's been nothing
Isn't
of
it-
Lego
all right,
actually doing Godzilla stuff.
People
Mega
have
Blocks.
constantly tried to get Lego sets like actually made through the Lego Ideas website, because with Lego Ideas people can use like mock-up like using like Legos they have lying around and make mock-up sets and put them out on the internet to see if they could get funded by Lego, and every single one of the Godzilla sets has not gotten anywhere.
Hold on.
And it pisses me off.
But
Lego, please.
It's probably licensing. It probably told doesn't want to deal with Lego.
Yeah.
No, but I'm swear to God, there are Godzilla block figures like Mega. Oh, not Mega.
Yes, there are.
They're not.
On AliExpress, there's this knockoff Chinese Lego company that is still officially licensed by a Legendary that made GBK sets.
Yeah,
Take that, Toho.
and that's what's crazy to me. I feel like Godzilla Lego sets prints money. But you know what you do? You have Godzilla, and then you have buildings that you make out of Legos, and then you can have your Godzilla fucking destroy them.
I don't know, man.
Maybe I'm just...
I don't know. My Mezco Hedorah figure came with buildings.
I used to make cities out of Lego, and then I would destroy them with my Bandai Godzilla figures. That's why some of them are scuffed up from my childhood.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Actually. That's fucking dope.
That's crazy, but I don't know. And back to the Mezco thing, though. Listen, Mezco with the 3 points line. Yeah, it seems like y'all have had bad experiences, but I don't know. RJ and me have had good experiences with Mezco.
But here's the deal.
No, that's fair. I get your grievances. I do. I 100% agree with it. I personally haven't had a big issue with Mezco with any release from them. But I'm there with you because it's been Monster Arts for me. Every Monster Arts figure I get's fucked up in some way, so I do understand.
I mean, I don't think any of us in this call, in this podcast, have the $400 Ultimate Godzilla.
No, who the fuck's paying for
Chase
that?
does. He's not here. Chase does. Chase has it. He's not here though.
Does he really?
Yeah, he got that shit.
He got the $400 Mezco Ultimate Godzilla.
None of y'all remember that shit when he posted it in the chat and put pictures of his. That shit.
I was asleep.
That was about 17,000 fucking chats ago, maybe more. Okay, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty 100% sure. Brother Chase got that $400 Mezco. And I won.
That's insane. Because I looked at that $400 Mezco, and the only reason I haven't picked it up besides the $400 is not very articulated.
But doesn't need to be.
Like, if you're going to make a big figure like that, it doesn't need to be, but this is the problem with the idea of having a big figure like that is... That's why I lean towards X Plus with it. A, cheaper. B, more accurate with the sculpt and paint.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I
a
love
fucking
about
statue. I don't got to worry about posing it to make it look right. Where it's like, I feel like $100 of that price just went to articulation for that figure. So you get rid of the articulation, $300. Pretty good looking sculpt. Lights up, roars. I get it.
I think when it comes to like recent figures that have come out that have been like that big fucking money, the only one among us that I know has one of those pieces is Rob with that Godzilla Earth that's like 2 feet tall.
Oh, the Bandai one?
Yeah, the mega-sized
But
Godzilla
who
figure.
wants that guy? He doesn't count.
Oh,
I
he
don't
does
know.
count.
I'm joking.
Godzilla Earth.
I'm joking.
The
I'm
Godzilla anime
joking.
trilogy doesn't exist. Why are we talking about it?
It absolutely does exist.
That Godzilla Earth is
It's part of the greater genome of modern day Godzilla, whether you like it or not.
Godzilla
Yeah,
Earth
Gino
is a fantastic
Gino.
Part of a rainwire, man.
Final Wars. I don't get that.
I don't care what anybody says, that's the best Ghidorah's ever been in his entire fucking career.
I guess King of the Monsters doesn't exist, but that's okay.
It doesn't exist.
Wow.
Godzilla King of the Monsters gave us not only the best looking Ghidorah, but the 3 different personalities. Nah, fuck that. We get not even existing King Ghidorah. It's none of our plane of existence. Stupid. It does nothing.
It does everything.
Does nothing.
King
It
of void,
lifts Godzilla.
space, time. Able to fucking murder people from a different goddamn fucking dimension.
You're
Has
right.
proven
He bites
eating
Godzilla
worlds,
and lifts him up
destroyed
for an hour.
them.
All he did was lift Godzilla up for an hour. I could have taken a shit, filed my taxes, got a new job, washed my car, went to the Department of Motor Vehicles before Godzilla did, and King Ghidorah had a fight in that fucking movie. That's a
It's
nothing
not
burger.
a fight.
It's a nothing burger.
series-
That
that
Ghidorah
series
is a
was-
nothing burger. It's nothing. Did the design is cool, and that's fucking it. He does nothing.
That series.
No. You know what that
trilogy is
Ghidra
not
is?
about-
He is Galactus in the Fantastic Four, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. That is what that Ghidra is. He is a fucking cloud of Galactus. That is what it is. You cannot fucking change my mind on that.
Oh my God!
I
Series is
can't
not
believe
about
you went-
fight.
I can't believe you went there. I'm so proud of you.
Not
I'm
only
so proud
going
of
there,
you.
I am patting that shit, and I am selling and selling and selling.
I'm gonna quote JR right here. It's okay to be wrong.
I swear to God, you quoted me to me.
I'm quoting you to you.
No, dude,
By the
that
way,
series is not about
I'm going even further with that shit. Crazy awesome Mechagodzilla design too.
Oh, I like the
Love
Mechagodzilla
it.
design.
What?
I just wish they utilized it.
I
Fucking they did
mean,
nothing with it.
I'd be even more controversial with that. I'd take anime Mechagodzilla over Heisei Mechagodzilla any day.
What are
I
you
will
talking
take
about?
that.
Heisei Mechagodzilla did more shit.
No, I'm not
Mechagodzilla in
talking
the
about
anime trilogy.
doing. I am not talking
Just
about
design.
doing. I am talking
Just
about
design.
design. Because Heisei Mechagodzilla is a chrome turd. That's it.
Oh my God. I love the chat. They're like, how much Red Bull? How much? Nothing. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. It's just pent up rage.
What is that?
Listen, that X Plus or Treadmaster?
That's Treadmaster. No, it's
Treadmaster. It looks great. It looks better than my Super 7 Mechagodzilla 2. That is a
Hey,
pile of shit.
hey, you shut your mouth with Super 7. I am a fucking youth
No, this
Hey.
is Bandai. This is Bandai.
It looks great. Looks great.
It's
Listen.
really good.
Listen.
I'll listen
No.
to
That
you.
series, that trilogy is not about the fights. Don't go into that trilogy expecting fights. You're not gonna
No,
get.
that's fine. Just expect that Ghidorah's gonna lift Godzilla for longer than the Earth has existed.
It's not
fucking-
about the fight between Ghidorah and Godzilla. It's about the tension between Haruo and his estranged gay boyfriend from space.
That's
All I'm
fine.
gonna say is, at least it didn't
That's
take
fine.
3 rejected Furbies to make Ghidorah in that movie.
Listen, you stop it. All
No.
I'm saying is,
I'm gonna keep twisting it.
Mega King Ghidorah, like damn.
all I'm saying is I am really not wrong on that comparison with Rise of the Silver Surfer. I gotta stop talking Marvel at work. I gotta stop it. Fucking yesterday it was us talking about this Rise of the Silver Surfer and how fucking Galactus was wasted. And then the anime trilogy, I'm like, oh my God, finally. Pent up. It's been what, 4 or 5 years of pent up. I can't figure out what this Ghidorah reminds me of, and it just clicked. After 5 years,
I'm
it
glad
has
I
finally
can bring you
clicked.
to that revelation. I
That
really
is
am.
not only a revelation, I'm going to actively spread that. I am going to manufacture and print the gospel of how that is how it's supposed to be.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a part of the Godzilla Bible. And the Galactus Cloud, Ghidorah, sorry.
Well, the fandom's gonna need something new to argue over because the Heisei hatred is back.
Why? Why is it back? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what the problem is? You young kids. You young kids don't understand.
because
You young
Bring
kids
it
don't
up.
understand.
Yeah.
Who's hating Hensai?
Shit!
It's Hensai!
You
Why are
son!
people hating on the Heisei era?
You sons of
Because the
bitches!
number one Heisei era hater, Blue Nova, is back. That's why.
I don't know what that is. Listen.
Oh,
What
Look
are
at
you
that.
talking
Chat
about,
is like,
you
I love
jerks?
Hensai.
You
Heisei is
fucking
my
guys!
favorite. This is my favorite style.
No.
I promise.
Listen, Hensai has some of the best moments in Godzilla. 1984 is one of the greatest Godzilla movies ever made.
Correct.
That's Hensai.
You
Godzilla vs. Biollante. Is it my personal favorite? No. But it is a fantastic fucking movie.
You
Correct.
all right.
And an amazing.
91 is the greatest Godzilla movie ever made.
And also
Nothing
one
will
of the
top
best-
91. The goddamn time travel makes sense. King Ghidorah's the best he's ever looked.
Wrong.
You got really stunned with that one.
Okay, let me ask you guys this, though.
I like that movie, but for crying out loud,
Who do you
what?
like
Yeah,
Mecha King Ghidorah?
Mecha King Ghidorah is fucking awesome.
Who here likes
King
Mecha
Ghidorah
King
doesn't
Ghidorah?
fucking do anything other than stand there and shoot out a grappling
It
hook.
doesn't matter. The problem is
It
you weren't
exists.
there. No, shut up. Let me go. I'm going.
That was
The
mean.
problem
I
is
didn't deserve that.
you were not there when that happened. So here's the deal, okay? You
I
were
wasn't there
brought
for
up.
Dora, and I love that movie.
You were brought up in a time where all that shit existed. I wasn't. So when I saw that shit for the first time, I was like, what the fucking titties going on? See, and that's the disconnect with the fucking fandom when it comes to generations, okay? That's the disconnect with the fandom. Am I going to sit here and tell you that Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 1991 is the greatest Godzilla movie ever? No. But I will say, I thoroughly enjoy it. I fucking love it. I do. It gave me shit I never thought we would see. Mecha King Ghidorah is a thing. You know why I like Godzilla vs. Kong so much? Because they gave me Mecha King Ghidorah. Whether you like it or not, that's a Mecha King Ghidorah. And Mecha Godzilla. I fucking love. I got 3 Toho Kaiju. Just like I did in the fucking previous movie. I got 3 Toho Kaiju in one movie. And it worked.
Yeah.
And it fucking worked. No matter how you fucking play it, it's the same thing. This King Ghidorah, oh shit, it's used to be some kind of mecha. It was a fucking rip off of 1993, and it works. For me, it works. This is why those movies work. They updated the ideas of the past, and they put it to this future setting. Does it work for everybody? No. But you had to be there. You had to have lived those fucking dark times. And I'm not saying we haven't, because all of us here right now have lived in the dark times where there was no Godzilla shit. None. We've all been there. All of us right now, in one way, we have been there. I have been there since the jump. I've been there since the jump. Before the jump. I'm just saying. And that's why I'm like,
But
when I grew
But
up,
if we look at it from like an actually like production standpoint, Kawakita does not hold a fucking candle to fucking Ishiro. The fucking what the fuck? No, not Ishiro. Eiji Tsuburaya. Eiji Tsuburaya's work. Okay, factually.
no, but here's the thing. As time evolved, the way we've looked at, and hear me out here, going full circle to 2014, okay? Hear me out here. As time progresses, we can make things cheaper. Don't get me wrong. I will never ever sit here and say to you, outside of 1984, does any of the Heisei series, when it comes to models and cityscapes, look better than the Showa era? I will never say that. Outside of 1984. Because if you try to compare that, I'll say, that's why I love 1984. Best of both worlds.
1984's model work was fucking phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
1984's everything was phenomenal.
And that's the
It was an
thing.
amazing, well-made film.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think it's one of the most underrated Godzilla films. I've been saying this for years. 84 is underrated.
And that's
Thank you.
That's my whole thing. I'm trying to, like, I understand that the Heisei series, like, again, but as time progresses, things get cheaper. We can pull back on a budget. We can do things cheaper. Oh, let's just make Godzilla bigger. We don't have to focus on the detail. That's what they did. I'm not making that up. That's legit. That's a fact. It feels that way with the MonsterVerse too. We take 2014, you bring it in reality, and then it just progressively gets crazier. And then you see whatever, and I don't believe this, but it's just a personal belief, and the numbers say otherwise, but I don't believe that GXK was made for 135 mil. I do not believe that. I think they're fucking holding back. There's no fucking way. But I'm not a part of the movie making process. All I can say is that's what they said, and this is what it made. And it made more than its money back. Okay, dope. Thumbs up.
I'll say this though, when you're talking about, GXK versus GVK, when you look at GVK, like the way the water effects were, the way you can see like Kong's like individual hairs, that movie looked better than GXK. You don't see the details, like the minor details as well.
And GXK,
I think you can still see Kong's individual hairs, but all right.
no, they're just gray now. They're just gray now. No, but GVK again, and again, it's not a GVK versus GXK. We got a pandemic movie, and we got a movie where now movies are making money. Two different things. But again, I digress. My whole point is, as time progresses, money could come down because you can cut corners, and we have cut corners, and we have seen it. And we've seen it work. GXK is a perfect example of cutting corners and making movies work when it comes to making money. Absolutely. Whether you like the movie or not, you cannot deny the money it has made. You can't deny it. And I won't. I absolutely won't. It made its money. What I will push back on is, again, when you say, well, it's the most successful Monsterverse movie ever made, blah, 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 blah. Yo, hold up. It opened in more markets. It had 10 years to build to this. 10 years of imagination, and it's all here. Let's go.
How did we get here from comparing Heisei to Showa?
Because
it's all relevant, goddammit! It's all one thing!
it's all relevant.
It's Showa, Heisei, Millennium, Monsterverse, Reiwa, whatever the fuck, Reiwa! I mean, fucking for the love of God.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley.
Stan Winston. I'm just saying. It's
Joe, I'm just saying, that design's fucking good. Oh.
That a company actually made a figure of that thing?
Don't tell me that, I'll cry.
Wait, the Stan Winston one or the Charles Barkley one?
Just Godzilla, yes.
Stan Winston's Godzilla is out there to purchase?
Yes.
How much?
Cam, see, you be breaking my bank, bro. You be breaking my fucking
I have a computer in front of my face, but I've been drinking so goddamn much, I'm typing nonsense.
He is.
You're typing in a dead language.
It's by a company called Rick Sand Custom Toys.
Hold on. That's dope. Godzilla 439. If I locked you guys in a room for a week and got rid of your need to sleep, do you think y'all would still be yelling about kaiju at the end of the week? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Oh,
what
yeah. That's what we do all week. That's all we do.
That's all we do.
We literally yell. We literally yell about Godzilla in the fucking Facebook group chat just among ourselves.
This is what
we hug and we're all friends.
Yeah, exactly. This is what makes us family.
And then we say some shit, and then we just go, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa."
Listen.
Alright,
they just watched The Room without me, and I'm so fucking upset. I'm so upset.
I'm not.
I'm upset. I'm the guy that likes the bad movies, and you guys watch the bad movies without me. I'm fucking...
Well, technically, Drew watched it.
Drew, you're grounded. If any of you watch a Medea movie without me, I swear to God, I'll fucking snap.
Well, you would have no worries about me because I will never watch it.
Listen, hold on. Me and Cruz watched Diary of a Mad Black Woman like a couple months back.
Yeah, but that's a good movie. I mean, a Medea movie. Anything after that, I'll hurt you. That is
count.
No, that's not Medea.
Popping quality.
It's gotta be Tyler Perry dressing up as a woman.
Witness protection program?
I have witness protection. There was a room for one more, and you left this guy out.
You've seen that, right?
Seen what?
Medea Witness Protection Program.
I've seen all the Medea. I own all the Medea movies.
It's
I am
fucking
currently,
brilliant. Is it?
I'm currently live streaming Fallout 4. I made Medea. I'm live streaming and doing Medea's voice while playing Medea in Fallout 4. I love Medea.
And that being said, ladies and
She's
gentlemen,
great.
we are
So,
cutting this off here. I want to thank everybody who has joined, because this is no longer a Godzilla Block Party. I'm ending it. So
That's true.
I want to start with you, Rob. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Always a fun time. Always glad to hang out, chill, and do what we do. Always.
Beautiful. Alex, thank you for joining us. I mean, granted, you and Rob, what are y'all? Almost midnight over there, 11:45 p.m. Thank you for
Almost
joining.
midnight. Of course. I did want to ask you guys one last thing. One last thing, because it's kind of important this week. Godzilla XK is behind Skull Island by 9 million. Do you think it'll make it this week?
No.
No. Because it's on digital already. Everybody can buy it and watch it at home.
So you don't think it will make it at all?
No.
At this point, it doesn't matter. Even if it does make it up with the digital sales, doesn't matter. It has hit digital / physical in some capacity. It's not in theaters. It's done.
Yeah.
It made its theatrical run.
Yeah, it's over.
Done.
You guys got anything to say? Gam, Rob?
Yeah, probably not, but that's okay.
All
It
right.
was fun popping in and crashing your party about halfway through.
Hey, Lucas, how you doing? I'm glad you're feeling better. That's all I'm saying. Halfway through, we're done. That Gams, Lucas, Gam / Lucas. Thank you for joining us.
Cruz, remember,
You do not call me by my name.
That's right, George. You're right. My bad. The Rock will come and slap me in the face, George. You're absolutely right. Gams, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, not a problem.
And
Just getting some images of that Rick Sand Custom Toys Godzilla for y'all to gaze upon.
Oh,
there you go. And JR,
You'll
last
need
but not
to
least,
invite me more to your block party.
you were sick. JR,
I am sick.
yeah.
thank you for holding down the chats. Thank you for joining the 8th in a row live stream.
Dude, and we'll do it again next week. Next week's Memorial Weekend, brother. You know we go hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestling.
But real
going on that
quick,
week.
the real stars of the show tonight, the chat. You guys were awesome. You were talking. We got your opinions. We plugged you. Listen, remember to like and subscribe to everyone's YouTube channels. Also, my final piece is 2014 is still the best Monsterverse movie, even though 2019 is personally my favorite. I don't like where it's going. But, that's okay. We all have differing opinions, but at the end of the day, my ass is fantastic.
And on that note, I want to thank everybody in the chat. Godzilla439, you were there from the jump. Appreciate you. Jay Rollinson, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Thank you. Shamalama way back when. I'm not even going up there. I don't even care. Kamala Mala. Thank you. I'm not even going to go there. But I want to thank Alex. I want to thank Rob. I want to thank Gams. I want to thank JR. I want to thank Chase for even chiming in on the message. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us. This was a fucking fun one, a very late one, a very, spur of the moment one, even though it was going to happen. I want to thank all of y'all. Godzilla 2014 is a fucking special movie, and y'all know it, because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be here right